pretty good.
Hopefully that was loud enough. I think it'll do the job.
I was starting to get worried you were going to break out in the Brubaker clap.
What's
you
the Brubaker?
You remember that movie with Robert Redford?
I don't remember.
Anybody?
No, way before my time.
No, I don't know. I don't know it.
So I don't know. I don't know the whole history behind it, but they start clapping, and it just gets quicker and quicker.
Oh, like the slow clap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about
That
Gene
would be-
Hackman? And was that Hoosiers?
Yes.
I'm a big Gene Hackman fan and
Yeah,
Hoosier
that's some
fan.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Don't we should save the movie stuff till after we're drunk.
That's true. Yeah. I'm still not sure. I'm still not sure that I'm not still drunk from last night, to be honest with you.
I'm not 100% sober right now. I know that.
I'm
I'm really not.
85%.
85%. Oh man.
I'm excited to get started. This is
Yeah, that's a hell of a lineup.
it's a hell of a lineup.
So Bastards of Bourbon is back after a hiatus, and we had to actually stall out because I actually had to go into quarantine because I came into contact with somebody who tested positive. This is also going to be the last podcast in this studio. We are going to be moving studios, sad but true. But I actually think once we get the new place completely set up, it might not happen right away, but once it's completely set up, I think it's going to be a better space.
Nice.
So-
I like hearing that.
Yeah, so I'm actually excited for it.
And with the new place, aren't you going to put in some sort of latrine under each side of the table so we don't even have to get up and piss anymore?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sick of mopping everything up. So yeah, we are.
There's actually going to be catheter for each part.
No.
You guys don't want
Nothing like
that?
being straight cath.
Can I just use a bedpan? Or diapers?
We probably have access to some bedpans, huh?
We do.
Okay,
I
good.
can get whatever size you like.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no problem.
Small.
If you just put some
Some
of those,
depends. If you'd rather have depends,
just
Tommy.
put some of those animal pads underneath us.
I
We can just
picture
piss while we're
you-
sitting there.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I picture you being more comfortable in a girdle with the built-in depends.
I'm in. If you hear this music, that means I'm tinkling. Tommy, two phones going tinkle.
All right. So before we start, we should also say that me and Steve definitely had a little bit of a rough night. We stayed up way too late. Yeah. You'll never believe this, but we were drinking bourbon.
What?
I
On the 4th of July?
I actually tried not to drink bourbon last
Yeah,
night.
Jesus.
It
How'd that
didn't
go?
Not very well. So I told Pam, I said, listen, I will make as many old fashions as I need to, but I'm not drinking one. And I held true to my word. I did not drink one old fashioned. The problem is I drank a bunch of bourbon neat.
Yeah, a bunch.
Yeah.
You also said you were going to stay away from the bourbon last night.
If his lips are moving, he's lying.
And when I showed up, all the bourbon was on top of the bar. It wasn't back on its shelf. It was like, here it is.
Yeah.
I was like, and I thought, here we go. But so we were up till, we'll say 3 or 4, and then Steve had a tea time for a golf tournament at 8:50?
8:40.
8:40.
Oh, ouch.
And my dumbass said, "Listen, we do this podcast together, so I'm gonna roll with you."
Yeah.
And so I got there about 8 o'clock.
And he true to his word. He was right behind me on the tee box, and he watched me hit actually a really good drive.
Really
on
good drive. I was like, "Oh, he's about to
Wow.
kill it."
Would you end up finishing? Like, did you do good today?
No.
No.
I did just as bad as I did the day before. I shot Lynn Swan both days.
Did you? A pair of 88s?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, at
Isn't
least
that great?
At least you didn't do worse, so nobody can really be mad.
True.
At least it wasn't a long Kirkland.
Yeah.
That's 99.
But I was so proud that I actually had that drive on one because Dave, you know, comes there. Now, it would have been a horrible feeling if I roll it like 20 yards off number one. You know, he makes the effort. He calls me in the morning to wake me up, then makes the effort to actually come to the golf course and watch me tee off.
Yeah, you had to show up.
I did.
You showed up.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, and he was like, "Dave, don't watch this. It's going to be terrible." And then he killed it. I was like, "It's going to be good. It's going to be good."
That's
And
what
then
it
he came.
looked like.
And then he came through the turn, and he was like, I was definitely still drunk for the first 5 holes.
That's not the first time he's played golf. Now.
It's like, what's the Matt Damon's character?
Cover your ears, Pam. Cover your ears.
Dave, you're like Bagger Vance.
Yes.
And he was barefoot, oddly enough.
I did wear a collared shirt, though.
And Dave was
But
like,
he had knickers on.
then Dave just starts walking away down the fairway, and you're like, "Where are you going?" My work is done.
No, I just left a bunch of bourbon there and was like, I'm going home to take a fucking nap.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. But it was a good time last night and today. Jeff was a smart one. He went to bed early.
Yeah, it didn't help my golf game any.
No?
No.
Rough day?
Rough.
I have a
Okay.
feeling he
Yeah.
drank a little more than I did today.
Rough. Yeah.
I hear you
Yeah,
guys were
yeah,
doing
we did.
shots like you were going to the electric chair at the turn because they were like
Oh.
5 over.
We had to. Well, we were 2 under, but we really needed a spark, and so we went in. Yesterday we drank some shots to turn and played really well, basically all day.
Yeah.
So today we sucked on the front 9, and I said, "Wait a minute, we gotta have a shot at the turn." So we had the first one, and one of my partners bought. I go, "Wait a minute, we need an extra boost. We're gonna have 2. I'm buying the next one." So we did 2 shots at the turn. Of course, we took a bunch of drinks with us on the back. It didn't help.
Didn't help at all, huh?
No, but we felt good.
You probably felt better than
Felt
me
good
and
about
Steve.
playing poorly.
I ate pizza rolls today.
Oh Jesus!
That's all.
Geno's?
Totino's.
Totino's.
Ah.
Or is that what it is?
I don't know.
I thought it was
Yeah.
Geno's.
Tito's?
Geno's.
Geno's? No,
Geno's.
it wasn't Geno's.
Yeah, it
Totino's.
definitely wasn't Gino.
Totino's. It's Totino's.
Totino's.
This podcast is brought to you by Totino's Pizza Rolls. Eat some.
Eat some.
I got nothing. That was good.
I'm so delicious. Totino's.
All right. Well, we're all super excited for this tasting. I think it might be the only reason that me and Steve made it to this tasting because it is all Buffalo Trace.
Whoop, whoop.
Yep.
Yeah, baby.
Super excited.
So I'll read off the first half, and I'll pass it off to Steve. We're going to start with Buffalo Trace, move on to Eagle Rare, then Hancock Reserve, which we didn't even know about, but Ambassador Bean found it and got it in time. He wasn't sure it was going to come in time. I'm actually going to introduce you guys to Ambassador Bean here in a minute once we get through. And then we got the Weller Antique 107, and then the Weller 12. And Steve?
And then we have, as I like to refer to, my Apex, Blantons, single barrel. We have E.H. Colonel Taylor, E.H. Taylor. How many different ways can I say it? How about Colonel E.H. Taylor? Small batch.
E-Cur-
And then extremely excited about this. Very hard find. And again, thanks to the ambassador of bourbon, Bean, we have Colonel E.H. Taylor single barrel.
Super excited for this.
That's what I'm
Very,
most excited
very
for.
limited production. I'm sure Bean can fill us in more on that, but I know they don't make very many barrels of that. And then we also have, and extremely excited, never had it. None of us have.
Yeah.
Now,
Really?
Dave and Jeff have had the single barrel E.H. Taylor, right?
Yeah, you had it?
I got the last half shot.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Tommy and I have not. I
No.
don't believe you have.
Oh, is this the same one that was at Garden Grove?
Yeah,
Oh,
Tommy
I've had
actually
it.
had it as
You
well.
bastards!
Yeah, I've had a lot
came,
of it.
Tommy came like the day we got it and had like 4 doubles.
Well played, Tommy.
Yeah.
Well played, brother.
And then I walked through the kitchen.
Oh yeah, actually,
Oh, and Jacob had it.
Jacob had it as
Bean-
well.
Bean, did you have it? Wait, I'm sorry, Pam. Did you have it too?
Who's the little bastard now?
Damn it!
yeah.
The guy that cleans the shitters over at the Garden Grove had it too. Everybody had it but you.
I'm sure Capito had it as well.
Oh,
We actually Jacob came so we could kind of have like a little meeting, and I that was the first drink he had. I bought it for him. Actually, I was like, you
Yeah.
got to try this.
and you saved the last bit for me.
I don't remember
Yeah.
being invited to any meeting.
It was
Meeting.
a overall podcast
Gotcha.
meeting. You know,
Collusion.
The all
I
three
smell collusion.
all 3 of the shows.
So finally, we have George Stagg Jr.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't wait for that
Junior.
one. I'm also a little nervous for that one.
Ambassador Bean.
Ambassador Bean killing the show. And actually, Ambassador Bean, for the first time, is actually here in the Peanut Gallery. But, Bean, take a step in front of the table so everybody can say hello to Bean.
Welcome,
Oh,
Bean.
hail Bean.
Oh, hell,
Oh,
Bean.
hail
Bean.
Much appreciated, brother. You're the man.
And,
All
if,
right.
and if you had a 5th mic,
we'd mic him up.
Yeah.
We're working on trying to figure out how to do 6. So
You guys are gonna make me move, aren't you? I'm kicked out.
Tommy,
Possibly.
it's one of
We'll
us.
see.
brother.
We'll see how you do tonight. No pressure.
no pressure.
I'm not sweating.
Oh man, I am sweating.
I feel good. I feel good.
I feel okay. I also feel like I had too much energy drink, to be honest with you. I feel like
yeah, I'm a
my
little shaky.
cells are vibrating.
Ratchet jaws.
I'm gonna put this.
So, of course, what we don't have here, and there are, I want to say at least 5 or 6 other bourbons that Buffalo Trace makes.
Oh God, probably
Most famously, Pappy Van Winkle.
all the Pappies,
All the Pappies.
all the antique
Old
collection.
Rip Van Winkle, which is the 10-year.
Yeah.
So I bring it up only because as we were going through I have Royal Dalton mugs that are above my bar, and they have a bunch of cool faces on it. They're just really cool mugs, and I got them from my grandfather. So Tommy was asking me about the different ones, or was it you, Dave?
No, it was Tommy.
I think it was me.
And I didn't know who this was. We were looking at it like, I don't know, maybe it's Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. So I'm pulling it off the bar, and I look at it, and sure as shit, it's old Rip Van Winkle.
Yeah, that is awesome.
So cool.
That's
So I
funny.
had to bring it
That
tonight.
is so funny.
And it's he's going to join us. I thought it was very
Nice.
appropriate.
Yeah, I got to say, I'm not even sure how you got that because it sits on the very top of your shelves from the bar, and I did not see a ladder
He was on a chair.
because it's pretty high.
I jumped on the counter.
Okay.
He was scaling the
Standing
bar.
jump.
Steve's vertical is insane.
Spider Steve.
Especially when I
Spider
have 7
Steve.
bourbons.
Oh man! All right. Well, before I have to piss, let's get this started, huh?
Hurry up.
All right. There it is. Definitely going with the small side. Unfortunately, as Steve pointed out, unlike the others, we weren't able to get the majority of the Buffalo Trace line. So I'm sorry, guys. We only have 9.
Yeah.
Subpar. I'm leaving. This is bullshit.
9 beauties.
Oh man.
I feel like a cat.
I'm super excited. I mean, I'm excited for all of them,
9
but I
lives.
haven't had this in a long time. This
Yeah.
Hancock, I mean,
Yep.
I haven't had
what is the
this, that, or the one at the end.
MSRP on the Hancock?
It's between 45 and 55.
Okay.
But good luck finding it at that
Yeah.
price.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if.
I won't tell you what I paid for
Yeah.
it, but we'll say it was a chunk of change.
I don't know if everybody could hear, but he said the MSRP is, we said between 45 and 55. Hard to find though. Like I said, none of us even really knew about it at all. So excited for that one as well. And I didn't know where to place it. The only reason I placed it where I did was because it's
You did.
88 proof.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
And when I first saw it, and I read in the notes that Bean has, that it's their lowest proof single barrel bourbon.
Oh really?
Yeah.
The Hancock is?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Little bit of nugget for you.
We and actually,
Chew on it.
Bean really came through for this podcast because they're trying to take
I
the
did
top
the
off.
same thing. I was like, wait a second.
Bean really came through for this one because also Steve and I did not do research like we normally do. I don't know why we didn't because we had extra time since we had to cancel this one time, but we didn't. And Bean came with pages of notes. So again,
God, love
well
him.
done, Bean.
My research consisted of, while I was taking a crap, of reading on their website some of the history. So I was trying to come
Between
prepared.
browsing porn sites. Oh, wait. Let me get back to
Easy
Buffalo Trace.
now, Tiger.
I think we're gonna make that a shirt.
I had to get that out of the way early.
Edit.
Oh, Bean, by the way, there's all kinds of stuff to drink in that fridge if you want something. All right, so we got Buffalo Trace starting out.
Just fine.
It's just
Yeah.
it's excellent.
It is.
You can't beat the MSRP on this one. This is actually the big bottle, which the MSRP is around 48, but the regular bottle is 25.
Yep.
In my
It's wonderful.
my opinion is it drinks like Blanton's little brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of similar notes I feel with this and Blanton's. I guess we'll find that out later, but
Yeah. Well, on the nose, I definitely get the caramel, like just pretty much off the bat.
Yeah.
This was the first one where this is the first bourbon that I really understood kind of what they meant by like oily, and I like to say buttery because I think it's more romantic. But just a good mouthfeel as well. A little bit of spice, nothing crazy, but it's there.
I think that the tasting notes knew that Steve wore his V-neck, and they mentioned fruit cake. Sorry, couldn't pass that one up.
No, it's okay. That's all right. I mean, I deserve it.
I'm not getting any mint from
No.
the flavor at all.
No, I don't
Zero.
think
It's
so.
listed there. That's weird.
Vanilla, caramel,
I'll agree with
typical Buffalo Trace.
that. Yeah,
I always taste butter when I drink this.
Really?
Like,
Yes,
really
very buttery,
always
Yeah.
sticks out.
smooth, no burn to this at all.
really a classic bourbon.
You know, there's not a lot of spice with this, but yet it makes a fantastic old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Fantastic.
And it's kind of almost becoming my favorite old fashioned. Now,
Yeah.
Bullet Rye has been my staple.
Yeah.
I mean, Henry McKenna, if you want
Yeah,
to
that's
really
probably
splurge.
a notch up. Yeah,
Yeah.
twice the price,
Yeah,
but
you cannot go wrong with it.
no. Every home bar should have Buffalo Trace if you could find it and get it. Every bar should have a bottle at the bar.
Yeah. And I just-
Multifaceted. Drink it neat, drink it on the rocks, make it old fashioned.
Yeah.
I agree, though. I don't get any mint.
No.
I don't know if I've killed those particular
Oh, butter.
Yeah. Buttery.
taste buds on my tongue.
I added water to it to see what type of flavor I'd get, like a different one. I still got all butter.
I think I think the water for this one just brings out the flavors that you already got. It doesn't really change it too much.
No, I didn't have any change really. Just kind of enhanced. I guess.
Yeah, on the nose, I get a little bit more caramel. I actually kind of weirdly enough, I feel like I smell the butter even now.
Look at the big brain on Tommy coming out with the word enhanced.
Yeah, enhanced.
Listen, somebody's
Enhanced.
somebody's going to have the words today because I know I'm going to be tripping over my words.
I just because I said one good word, I'm not. That's it. Not going to say a lot more.
He just hit it.
And Tommy's signing off.
I came out with a 2-syllable word. I can't go past that. If you're asking for 3 syllables,
Wait.
fuck off.
We can't comprehend 3 syllables anyway.
I'm only using 1-syllable words for the rest of the pod thing.
Would it be, Dave, would it be strange if I look into the camera and just have a conversation with the people out there that might watch this?
Oh no, I mean
Okay.
it's not
So
like you
at
haven't
some
done it
point,
before.
I may throw up off the side of the table. I apologize ahead of time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I thought like, God, what if I have to run to the bathroom and it's not because I have to piss? and I haven't thrown up from drinking since like my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me as well.
was
I
kinda
forgot I wanted
thinking
to
the
kind of
same
start
thing's gonna
putting the
happen.
bottles up there a little bit.
Yes,
So
yes. So this is the big boy Buffalo Trace,
Yeah.
1.5, right?
1.75.
1.75. Thank you, Bean.
And we forgot to also
I
bring
love
up.
these bottles.
Yeah, I can't throw these away either.
No, sad.
This is why Dave's moving. It's nothing to do with anything except space for his empties.
Yeah, and the collection. I was telling Bean like, hey, I need boxes for this move so I can move all this liquor. I was like, I got 68 bottles of liquor. That's without the empties.
Blantons, E.H. Taylor, Buffalo Trace, Big Boys.
Yeah.
What else you keeping?
So, God, fucking Eagle Trace, everything.
Oh my God.
I'm going to just leave one of mine here just so it can be 69.
We should
That's a good number.
we should bring up. This is also 90 proof, 45%.
90 proof, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I was counting the bottles to tell Bean how many boxes I was going to need. I was like, I think I have more bourbon than a lot of bars here in the studio.
Yeah.
It's been in a very short period of time that you've done this too, Dave.
What have I done?
Somebody referred to it once as jumping in the deep end when you don't know how to swim.
Yeah.
I'm all in.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I'm drowning right now.
And there is no life preserver in sight.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Hey,
Women.
when I fall out of my chair here in about an hour, just let me be.
We'll just keep filming, finish the tastings.
Yeah.
I won't even acknowledge it.
Yeah, like it never happened.
Like, Dave, Give me that drink.
Is Dave pissing again? Oh,
Wake up.
he's on the floor.
Bean, I was trying to find in the notes when it actually became Buffalo Trace. It was late 90s, right?
Oh, just poured water all
And
over
before that, it
myself.
was Ancient Age.
Yeah.
Before that was George T. Stagg.
So before that, George T.
Ah.
Stagg, yeah.
And the
Nice.
cool story, and I think I've told it before on the podcast, but I'll tell it again because I like to hear myself talk. They had AA on the water tower. And now there's a buffalo on it now, of course. It's like somebody said, yeah, we might want to change that. We are making whiskey here.
People are showing up for meetings. They're like, wait, I can get a tasting?
We're gonna
This
let
is
you.
the greatest meeting ever.
We're gonna let you taste what you're not supposed to have.
right.
This
they
is the
still-
good stuff.
And I wasn't so sure, but I saw it on their website that they still bottle Ancient Age.
Really?
And I'm sure it's in a plastic bottle. Has to be.
Has to be.
Ancient Age. It comes in fifths and liters and half gallons.
Fifths, liters, half gallons.
Glass.
Okay.
Half gallons are plastic.
Yeah, the half gallon is the only one that's plastic. Yeah, the 1.75. All right, next up, Eagle Rare, which is one of my favorite bottles, to be honest.
Why?
I like the design of it.
Are you keeping the empties?
Yeah.
You're gonna ask him about everyone.
Yeah.
Got to. You have to.
Yeah. No doubt.
If anybody has any idea on what I should do with all these empty bottles, please feel free to message us on the Facebook page at Gathering of Fools or the email gatheringoffools@gmail.com because I don't know if I need to make chandeliers or what I got to do.
I think you should make like candle holders with them.
Candle holders.
Yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
put,
Put light
I
bulbs
mean,
in 'em.
you put like whatever oil in it, and then a wick, and boom, there you go.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a
Little
candle.
tiki torches.
Yeah.
Set
Actually,
the bitch on fire.
With all the empties, you probably could shut your lights off completely.
Yeah,
and
I don't
just
even
have
need.
Yeah.
lit candles around.
And-
Yeah.
I
And
mean, it
the
might be a
other,
fire hazard, but
the other beautiful thing is if any kind of riot breaks out,
Yes,
and you
I was
decide,
gonna say
and you
this,
decide
Steve.
you want to
I
participate,
got a Molotov cocktail.
Steve, I was literally gonna say the same thing.
Jeff, go ahead. And, yeah. I'm a little shaky.
I got you, brother.
I am too. I just poured water all over myself when I was cleaning out my glass.
I contemplated taking a nap, like right now.
Eagle Rare. It's a cool bottle. Really is.
Yeah, it's just a great design. Seems to be getting harder and harder to get from what I've been seeing on a
Yeah.
lot of the different Facebook pages. So
So, you had Manny on last time. Manny Manfresco
Yeah.
said that in Cleveland they cannot get Eagle Rare at all. And his friends were telling him, if you could find it down home, I'll pay you whatever to bring it up.
that's so crazy.
So,
yeah, so we might have to pick up a
But,
couple bottles for him.
there's a lot of people that I know that drink bourbon that say that this is their favorite
Yeah.
because it's reasonably priced,
Let me see that bottle.
delicious to taste.
Yeah.
And it's never. I'm anxious to have it again because it's never been one that's impressed me from
Same.
the Buffalo Trace line.
Me too. I've always just been kind of just
Yeah,
not on the fence, but just like okay, this is. I never fell in love with it.
right.
I'm curious to see if you didn't have access to the E.H. Taylor or the Blanton or whatever, if you would like the Eagle Rare more.
I think so.
That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah,
Like,
I think that's what it is.
I do have people when they want me to find them bourbon. That's the first thing they ask for.
Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
Show the bottle.
Yeah, Eagle Rare. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
this bottle. Beautiful. This one runs. This is
about
10-year aged. It's also 90 proof.
Yeah,
and
about $31, $32,
yeah, about
35 at the most, maybe.
Yeah, $32.
Yeah.
MSRP, typically. But again, it's going to be more expensive.
I get
most places.
I get the orange peel and the aroma.
For sure. So
Oh yeah, that's a good call, Tom. Look at this guy over here.
he has really stepped up his game.
Yeah.
He knew there was a chance he was going to be
Guys,
out.
Damn it. Hey,
I did
it's
read
he
it.
and I get the bean. Shit, I'm in trouble.
I read it first, but I.
Don't give up. Don't give those little secrets.
Cheater.
out.
What?
Cheater.
Well, it's on the TV. They can see me looking.
The camera don't lie.
Like I think Jacob just turned it off on me. And be like, "Quit looking at the TV, Tommy."
So I don't
right.
think
that's-
that the flavor profile is as what's the word I'm looking for? Significant? That's not the right word.
Complex?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, definitely not as complex. Well, I haven't tasted it yet, but on the nose, it's not as sweet.
I think it's really good.
It's spicy the whole way through.
So I don't know if you have the notes that I had sent you one point in time about the different mash bills that make up each of the different
Yes.
If you don't have it, I'm going to find it because Eagle Rare is from the same mash bill as something else.
Yeah.
And
I think it is too.
you think it's E.H. Taylor?
Yeah.
Pete?
Spicy vanilla. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I get the vanilla.
It says spicy notes, but it's
But see,
it's
to me-
decently spicy.
To me, this is way more complex than the Buffalo Trace.
What does leather taste
Here we go.
like?
What, you've
Okay,
never
so
chewed on leather?
mash bill 1.
It's
mash.
my tennis shoe. No.
I'll
Go ahead.
chomp- I'll chomp
No,
that.
no, no,
Go ahead.
no.
Jeff.
Doobie doobie doo.
Sorry.
Just got to get in there. Sorry. So mash bill 1, it's a low rye, 10% or less. It is Buffalo Trace and E.H. Taylor, the Stagg Jr., Eagle Rare,
Ah.
Benchmark.
Yeah, benchmark, you know I love me some benchmark.
Yeah.
Benchmark is Buffalo Trace?
Yeah.
No, I had no idea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's one of the main reasons I bought it for the first time
We're
because
pretty-
one, I saw some good reviews and
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that Dave sleeps with a bottle of Benchmark.
well, it's just underneath my pillow.
Loves it.
So this, I mean, it's similar to Buffalo Trace, but it's definitely more powerful on the orange side, I think.
Definitely more powerful on the orange side.
Yeah.
And I will say
Which I really like that.
I actually think I like the Buffalo Trace better, but I think I am actually picking up more of a bunch of those notes that are up there than I do from the Buffalo. I really get the Buffalo. I definitely get caramel. I definitely get that butteriness. I maybe don't like the mouthfeel of this one as much.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know why I can't.
but I pick up.
I like this a lot.
Yeah,
Adding-
I still really like this. It's not like
Yeah.
I would drink this still over a lot of bourbon.
I like the orange. Because
Yeah.
I think all of the Buffalo Trace have some caramel, vanilla,
Right.
butteriness
Yeah.
to them all,
Yeah.
to some extent.
Adding water definitely made it sweeter to me.
Let me have some water.
Oh, sorry.
Would you put a little bit in there for
I
me?
didn't try that because I know some folks that like it over a cube. I know some folks that like it neat.
And I think
Of
that's
course,
how.
I generally prefer mine neat,
Yeah,
but
like your hair.
well, it's kind of neat right now. You guys want to flip your? Oh, never mind. Thanks for, Bean, that wasn't meant for you, buddy. The ambassador is excluded from all insults and derogatory comments.
I'm an insult magnet.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember the scene in Tommy Boy when David Spade is in his office?
Oh, yeah,
and
that's
the
filled with water.
the fan ends up blowing a certain way on it, and
It goes.
yeah, or maybe
Oh,
they're
yeah.
taking the
And he
tour,
has to
and
quickly-
He's bald,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I always think that's going to happen with Jeff. It's like,
Someday.
I will say when I add
Richard.
the water before even the taste, just on the nose, I 100% get more sweetness.
Absolutely. More
I
sweetness.
actually, even
Yeah.
though it doesn't say it on there, I really get brown sugar.
Really?
Yeah.
Definitely got more sweetness, which is interesting. It calmed down the citrus of the orange,
Oh,
I guess,
yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
so for
I got-
me,
that
it's
makes-
honey.
I get it. No, I
yeah.
get what you're saying.
Yeah.
What came through for me was honey.
On the taste, I haven't
Yeah.
done
What-
the taste yet.
on the taste?
brown sugar is what I got from the smell.
It's really good.
I noticed some honey, kind of like in the smell. Like it, I got mostly the orange peel, but
Yeah.
I also smelled something. It was just sweet. It was just sweet smelling.
But it is growing on me. It's funny because I don't think this is a bourbon where I just don't drink it that often because when you have other options,
That's just it.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
drink it a lot. I really just.
and I think the more
really don't.
I'm going to drink it, I'm going to fall in love with it.
I'm going to say the same thing I said about Buffalo Trace. Every bar should have a bottle of Eagle Rare.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
for the price point.
$31, $32.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness.
If
that
this
is
was made
really
by
good.
if this was made by a different distillery, it'd be $50 or $60.
I definitely
agree.
enjoy it.
Yeah.
I definitely enjoy it neat than on a rock because any other time I've had it was on a rock, as most bourbons I've had, and I actually like this better neat.
I think this is actually excellent on a rock, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I
So
think as
now-
it starts to melt a little bit.
Pour it with a friend. Enjoy it.
That's right. Yeah. And I will say on the taste, I got more of the sweetness. I did get a little bit of honey in there, but then the finish was
Boy, that's
orange. The finish was orange.
Yes.
I like the orange.
And Dave, I'm sorry. And proof for Buffalo Trace, and then I know you. What
I
was,
said it for Buffalo Trace. They're
You did
both
say
they're
it?
both 90.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you did or not.
And then 20 for a fifth, 25 MSRP on the Buffalo Trace, about 31, 32 on the Eagle Rare.
And I know you guys know this. I'm sure Bean can confirm. But, again, this stuff comes in and flies off the shelf. You can see why. At that price point,
Yeah.
the flavor profile.
Well, the last time we
It's good
got this stuff in our local store, it was literally we got the Buffalo Trace Big Boys came in the store, the Eagle Trace came in the store, or the Eagle Rare, the E.H. Taylor, and the Blantons.
Yes.
And
I mean,
it was all gone in 10 minutes.
That was the clusterfuck that I missed that morning.
12 minutes. Sorry, Bean
12 minutes.
corrected me. It was 12 minutes.
I have a
It
question.
was so exciting.
I have a question. In the taste description, it said sweet char.
Uh-huh.
What is that? What's char?
Char. It's like when you burn the inside of the barrel.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And we were talking about it last night. So there's 5 levels of charness. I don't know if that's the right term.
I like it.
Of
Works for-
charred.
Yeah.
Five levels of char.
Yes.
Chartitude.
Chartitude.
Yeah.
That's
and,
what we're
and,
going
and
with.
I can't.
Chartitude.
And Bean may know this answer, but when I did the tour, they tell you what their char level is for their barrels because I believe they keep it the same.
Oh.
It's actually, I think it is the same, but they use different staves for each different kind.
So, in case you can't hear him, Bean said they do use the same level
And I
of
want to
char,
say it's a 3, 5 being
but
the
different
most
staves.
charness.
So is that the time that the is burned? Is
Exactly.
okay.
Yep. That's
The
exactly
flames are
right. Yeah.
burning higher. What was the Johnny Cash song? The Ring of
Ring of
Fire.
Fire.
Ring of fire.
Ring
It
of
went
fire.
down,
Ring
down,
of
down.
In a burning ring of fire.
Sorry to start that.
Ring of fire. Ring of fire.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Now one I'm extremely excited
That's
for
It's Elvis.
Very excited.
because
Sorry.
Never
none
had
of
it.
us have ever had it.
Right.
Hancock Reserve. I'm gonna put the.
It's 88.9 proof.
Yeah, so it is actually pretty much 90 proof. And
So it is the lowest proof for single barrel mash bill, number 2 bourbons. It has no age statement, but I believe, help me out, Bean, is it somewhere between 8 and 10 years?
I think it's 7 to 9,
Yeah.
somewhere around in there. It's definitely less than 10, but over 7.
7 to 9, less than 10.
So you won't even see it on their website. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
They apparently named it after Herbie Hancock, which I thought was strange.
No. Cue the music, Jacob. Cue the music.
Herbie.
You weren't ready for that one.
No,
were you?
I should have been because we were just talking about Tommy Boy. That was fantastic. But who's it actually named after, though?
Hancock Lee.
Hancock Lee. And
Yes.
he was the original.
He was a surveyor that originally surveyed the land where Buffalo Trace stands, correct?
I thought it was named
This
after
Bean
the.
makes me seem so much smarter.
Yeah.
I need him in the room all the time.
I thought it was named after the movie. Hancock.
Honestly, thank God for him this time, especially.
So, I mean, this is such a rare treat. We may
Yeah.
never get an opportunity to try
Wow,
this.
sweetness
again.
on the nose.
Sweet, right
Very
away.
sweet.
Right away.
Very,
Yeah.
very sweet.
Yeah.
So it's got 12 to 15% rye in it.
I smell fruits.
Oh,
Go ahead, Steve. Say it. Stewed fruits. It's a little joke. Never mind.
Oh yeah, look, ripe fruit, dark cherry,
You should definitely
that's sweet.
take over Vanna White's position.
lemon. What's
love
lemon?
that.
What's lemon?
Hey, Dave. She has the same shirt.
she fills it out better.
I'm going to have to agree.
I don't get tobacco. I mean, I have probably cigar left on my tongue from
Yeah.
a week of smoking cigars, but
Last taste I had
get
was
sweet.
I got when I swallowed it, it was smoky.
I definitely get I get a little bit of tobacco on the nose. I do get mainly sweet on the nose though. I'm trying to pick up that
Boy,
dark
is that
cherry.
nice. That's just so nice.
Your bitter taste buds are towards the back of your tongue, and I definitely got the bitterness when I was swallowing. But sweet all around though. Still, like right when I as soon as it hits your lips, sweetness.
Sweetness.
Man, it just
Sweetness when it hits your lips.
the
Hovers.
mouthfeel just hugs your tongue.
Yeah.
Just hugs it.
What does?
Kind of
the
reminds me of
mouthfeel.
something
Oh.
else. Sweetness when it hits your lips. No, never mind.
It is a
I
little
don't-
spicy.
Yeah. A little. Yeah, it's a little bit of spicy on the end. On
Yeah.
the finish.
Yeah. A little spicy. Not
Boy, that's
nothing
nice
crazy.
though.
So
It's
MSRP 45 to 55.
Yeah.
Very reasonably priced.
Shit.
You're not going to
Se-
find it. for that
Secondary
price.
market 150 to 180.
Oh, good.
What was the MSRP?
45 to 55.
Really?
Yeah.
Shall we raise a glass to the Ambassador Bean?
To Bean.
Thank
To
you,
Bean.
Bean. Thank you
Thank
for.
you, Bean.
My goodness, this is nice.
I really, really like this.
I wish I had a
lot.
bottle of that
Yeah,
at my
I
bar.
do too.
God, Herbie Hancock knows what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really get the bitter that it's talking about.
No, I don't either.
I didn't. Not with water.
Did it make it any sweeter?
So,
I got more cherry with the water. I think something fruity.
so I definitely get the fruit on the back end for sure.
Yeah.
But what I love about this bourbon, and I can't wait to enjoy more of it, is it has that spiciness to coincide with it,
Yeah.
and the spiciness really lingers.
Yeah.
I
It's,
mean-
it stays on the back end for sure.
Yeah.
It lingers. Yes.
I
that's a good
really
word.
get
I
the
was trying to think of
vanilla.
the right word.
On the nose.
Much
when I
like
add the
your
water.
farts linger, Tommy.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Hey, did BJ message you?
Talk about Dutch ovens, bro.
No.
Huh.
So,
He said he's going to be here in 20 minutes. It's been well past that.
Yeah.
so as we've had the three so far, I would say that they've all been good,
Yeah.
but this one's a little bit sweeter than the first two. I think Buffalo Trace was a little bit spicier,
Yes.
and I think this is a little bit sweeter than Eagle Rare, just a tiny bit.
What I like about it, it's a good combination of like the sweet fruit taste, but you still get the spiciness. Like it doesn't mask it. The fruitiness of it doesn't mask the spiciness for me. Like
Yeah,
yeah. They really counteract each other.
This is more sweet fruit, and the Eagle Rare was more of a citrus, orangey
Yes.
kind of fruit,
Yeah.
and the Buffalo Trace had just a little bit more spice to it.
So this is mash bill number 2. It is also the same mash bill as Blanton's
Oh,
Aha!
interesting.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah.
and Ancient Age.
Jesus Christ,
Well, you know
we're gonna have to do it.
What?
We're gonna have to get an H&H in. I mean, I got $10. Get us a half a gallon.
And throw it in.
Hey,
Just
they
open
also-
up the door and throw it.
You know, we might have to. We'll probably have to do both of those in the under 25 because they
Yeah.
have that. They have the H and Age and they have the H and Age 10. Yeah.
I think it's 10 star. I don't think it's 10 year anymore.
Okay.
I have a small confession. I used to actually drink Ancient Age and Diet Pepsi
Oh,
back in the
Ugh.
day.
Oh yeah.
I also
thank
drank.
God that's what you said. I thought you were going into some sort of masturbation thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, but I highly recommend it. Well, never mind.
Masturbating.
Well, not Ancient Age. No. But I used
Corona
to
got you down.
Bourbon Supreme. Remember Bourbon Supreme? It's still on the shelf. At
Yeah. Yeah.
Ancient Age, all with Diet Pepsi.
Diet-
Eventually I
Diet
worked
Pepsi?
There's
instead of Diet
I've
Coke
never heard anybody,
back in the day.
drink anything with Diet
so.
Pepsi.
I mean, I was 12.
Oh,
So my go-to was Jim Beam.
Okay.
That was my go-to when I was in college and pre-college.
Well, we had a tough childhood. We couldn't afford Jim Beam. So, no.
It was like $12, $11.
my
Do you know what Ancient Age and Bourbon Supreme were?
5.
7.
my whole senior year of high school, I drank 110 vodka. That's the name, 110. It was 110 proof. It was 110 vodka. I drink it with. We'd buy gallons of Chili Willy from Speedway.
Those
Wow.
are two
It's a
things
fruit
I've never
drink.
heard of.
Yeah, Chili Willy, and
Made by Chili Billy.
maybe. Yeah,
You got to be old enough
I
to
don't
know who
know.
that is.
I don't know who Chili Willy
yeah.
is.
Channel
Um,
11, late night movies.
Like-
But
Chili-
it also
Chiller Theater.
It also made me shit green. Yeah,
Did you just say green or
green,
grain?
green.
Oh, I thought you said grain.
I
Like
drank
green.
Old
Boy,
English
is that good.
40s.
Pardon me?
I drank Old English 40s.
Wow, look at you.
I have a gross story about. Remember when I got sick off an OE40
Yeah. Yeah.
and what I threw up?
I don't remember that.
Solid noodles, no liquid.
Oh, my God.
Fully formed noodles. What was strange is you chewed them, but
Yeah.
then they came out fully formed.
They did. No, it felt like they did. They were just like hanging like I looked like a spaghetti maker.
On that note, while you guys pour the next one, I'm gonna piss.
Already?
Oh, it's early. It's early, folks.
Boy, was that good. Bean, my compliments. Thank you so much.
I like right now. Out of the three, it's my favorite.
Yeah, I got to tell you, though, it's it's going to be a close.
Oh, it's
I
gonna
mean,
be
I'm
really
gonna have
hard
like
to make it
I'm
by
gonna have like
one.
1A, 1B, 1C, 1D.
Yeah,
I have a feeling.
It's going to be really hard to rank
Yeah.
these.
This is going to be so hard. That's why that's why I kind of half-assed, but didn't complete the sentence about ranking because I feel like this is going to be really hard.
So it's funny you bring that up because I forgot to talk to him about this last night. One of the ideas that I came up with, if you had instead of like ranking 1 through 10, you individually give a ranking to the bourbon itself. So in
That's
other
a
words,
good
you
idea.
say, okay, this is
5 stars.
90 points.
so you could have several bourbons that are an 8
Yeah.
out of 10.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I kind of like that,
Kinda do
especially
too.
in this situation.
Well, yeah, because I'm going to have one of these bourbons as my last,
well, and
and
It's not
but
gonna be
yet I'm going to
fair.
love it.
Yeah.
Right. It's not going to be fair.
And honestly, it's kind of cool to do with like a bunch of bourbons you've never had.
Yeah.
But like if you had a lot of them and they happen to be your favorites, it's a difficult thing to do. I like the
You
like the
that?
rating scale.
You like that idea?
I do.
Jesus, that was
But
fast. Did
we
you
need
wash
to
your
make
hands?
it like
Thanks.
we need to give it like a coin a term for it. Like I give it 5 bastards, or like
Yeah.
Ooh.
know-
I think we're on to something
you know what
here,
I'm saying?
Tommy.
Yeah.
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 So
5 bastards, 4 bastards, 3
Yeah.
bastards.
Maybe not bastards though. We need to think of something. else.
I don't know. I kind of like bastards.
like bastards?
I do.
Yeah, kind of like it
Okay.
too.
All right. We'll fill Dave in later.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to yell back to the bathroom because he'll be back there again.
Listen, at least all I was doing was pissing.
It's better than saying, "Oh, well, I'm going to give this one 9 sluts."
Yes.
I don't know.
You like playing the sluts, Steve?
Something about 9 sluts sounds decent.
50. Hey, 50.
That's about 7 sluts too many.
I give this bourbon 4 thithies and 1 cinnamon.
So, well, we'll get into it later, Dave. We're thinking we might change up a little bit how we do the rankings.
Well, like just say like we get like basically like it sounds like you're talking about like a star rating.
Right. Exactly.
Where is that?
Okay, so next
What?
is the Weller Antique 107, which we have tasted on the podcast before.
How did we?
Yeah, we did it.
I don't know if I.
Oh, we did it in that very first
It was
tasting,
not a
Gathering of
bastard.
Fools.
Yeah, it was Gathering of Fools.
Oh, was I there?
No,
was it the
that
one
was not,
after
I
me?
think that was just
One
me and Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first tasting we ever did, I think.
And we had the green.
Oh, I thought this was.
Didn't
this
we
is
do
a
the
joke.
green with
This
the
is-
red?
You know what? That means it
What's
was
that?
You
definitely
brought
the
the next
second or
one.
third
Yeah.
or something like
Okay.
that. But
Yeah.
it was just us again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same one we had Statesman in, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the 107 I really like now, even without tasting it. But when I first got it, I actually wasn't that big of a fan, and now I feel like I'm an idiot because of that.
Yeah, you didn't like the 4 Roses. You donated that to the club. What was I doing? So this was one of the first ones that my cousin Luke brought up, and we tasted. We were still bourbon rookies for sure, and it was 107 proof, and the flavor was just outstanding. And I'm curious to see how it compares now that we've been drinking bourbon for a while, and how the profile compares, and
So this is the Weeded Mash Bill, obviously.
AKA
Same as all the Van Winkles.
Pappy.
And I didn't realize they have an E.H. Taylor that's out of the Weeded Mash Bill.
I got-
H. Taylor has a little bit of everything.
I smelled vanilla. I guessed before I looked at
Right.
the screen. I'm
Yeah.
doing better.
It's good.
I definitely get some sweetness on there. I do actually. I think this is the first time I've noticed tannins from the barrel on the nose.
Ooh, super spicy.
Yeah, the spice on the nose for me. I can
Yeah.
smell the difference. The
I get,
drastic difference between this and the last one we just had, the Hancock.
I get
Big time.
straight biscuits. Nothing but biscuits.
Biscuits. Triscuits. Can I get a witness? Made no sense.
No, but it was funny.
Yeah, I'm already drunk.
I liked
I'm
it.
already drunk.
Well, when you show up with a blood alcohol level of 1.7, it ain't too hard to top 2
Yeah, that's a constant running for me.
It's definitely spicy.
with your brother.
But I mean, there's a smoothness to it
It's got
that counteracts the spiciness.
Yeah, it finishes vanilla.
It finishes vanilla. It's soft on the palate. You know, I get a lot of burn on the back end of Eagle Rare.
Really?
Yeah,
I get a lot of burn.
you know,
from
like
Eagle.
alcohol
I don't get
burn.
any burn from Eagle Rare.
I
got
always
a
do.
little
I
burn
think
from it as well.
I think that's why I always kind of like steered away from it.
Yeah.
Because I got that taste more than like other stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna stay away from it.
I just think you have deadened those taste buds at the back of
Can
your
you
tongue.
look at him? No, I don't get any burn from Eagle Rare. I think Eagle Rare is smooth. And it's got that orange zest on the end, citrus kind of thing. But this is definitely got some spiciness on the finish.
Yeah.
And you know, it's 107 proof, which is higher than anything we've had so far.
That's true.
Oh, is it? So far, it's the highest proof.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, you should the Hancock. This is awesome.
Fantastic.
This is my
I love this.
This is my favorite mouthfeel so far. It is nice and oily. It is spicy on the finish, but the vanilla really comes out on the finish.
You know
I got more. I'm sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, as you have a second, third, fourth sip, it just keeps evolving.
Yeah.
I mean, I taste more and more flavor as I have a second and third sip. The first one's a little spicy.
So I added the water, and when I doing so, I really got a better. I definitely tasted more of the oiliness.
Okay.
Because I feel like the water might have like separated the oil. Like you know how oil and water separate.
Don't mesh.
No.
I heard it in a science show.
I'm sorry.
I think it was.
That was just wrong.
You just stared at him so hard.
That was motor oil.
Oh.
Oh shit.
I love you. I love you, brother. You know that.
I know. It was scary when you just said that. I was like, okay, maybe I'm sorry.
You're out.
I'm sorry, sir.
I don't notice a lot
Open
of
up the
difference.
front door.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Yeah, you leave out that door and you climb over the dog gate.
Just a tad less spicy with the water, but not a whole lot of difference in the flavor.
Yeah.
No, I had
Still a
no change
full
in
flavor.
Yeah.
I had no change in flavor with the water, other than just I got more oiliness from the texture.
I
The
think I
texture,
got more
not the taste.
spiciness. I got a little more spiciness.
To
when
me,
I had
this is the
water.
most spicy one we've had yet.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Now, you guys
and
get
remind
spice-
me on the MSRP on this.
I think this one's about 60. 55, 60. Yeah.
Worth every penny.
Worth
in my
I think,
every
the one,
penny.
I think the one I paid for, I got it out in Chicago. We were at a business meeting. I think I paid $75 for it.
I,
Jeez.
what's that? Yeah, there's a place that still sells it for that.
We won't bring that name up.
Nope. And the I completely forgot what I was gonna say.
He went,
I just blanked.
There have been a few times where I've looked into your eyes and I'm not sure that there's anything back there.
No, I'm not even sure where I am.
He's
We
in a
could,
catatonic state.
Oh, what I was gonna say is, you said you paid 75. Honestly, I have no problem paying 75.
oh,
for
and
this.
I was able to get it. I mean,
Yeah,
that's part of the problem.
One, it's hard. Two, honestly, the flavor's there.
Yeah.
I'd pay 75 for this.
Yeah.
I've paid more than 75 for bourbons that are nowhere near as good.
That's a fool and his money are soon parted.
Well, you got to.
We could stop the tasting right now. It would be a huge success. Be thrilled with the 4 we've had.
Yeah.
You know, by no after we're moving to the high end of the table here.
And again, I mean, we've just
And-
tried really 3 good bourbons.
That's
I'm
my
sorry,
point.
I don't mean
Yeah,
to interrupt
but
you.
that's
but
my point,
this is-
Steve, yeah.
4 good bourbons.
4 good bourbons now.
Yeah.
This is this is my favorite of the 4 we've had.
Mm-hmm.
There's just it just
Yeah, without a doubt.
I'm still going with the Hancock. I like the Hancock better than
I'm
this
close with
so
you,
far.
Tommy. I'm
I'm going to say a tie.
they're
now.
those two are so different.
Yeah.
Smooth, way smoother Hancock, more spicy, but God, the flavors are
yeah.
Buffalo Trace flavors are all so caramely, buttery, vanilla-y.
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 I look it up; it's a word.
Yeah. Milli vanilla.
I think he combined Vanilla Ice and Milli Vanilli.
Yeah, how about never mind what I was saying.
No.
It'd be fun, like if anybody wants to act like Milli Vanilli, like you move your lips and I'll talk.
Right. That's
Be
right. I remember
awesome.
that. Yeah.
My name is Steve. I suck ass.
Well, that was harsh.
Do it again.
At least you didn't say
That was.
Look
Dick.
at my V-neck T-shirt. It's great.
At least he didn't say, "My name is Steve and I like to lick ass."
Yeah, that's true. Oh man.
Every other bourbon for the rest of the night. I taste ass, guys.
For some reason, this tastes like ass. I'm not sure why.
Apparently, I poured too much because I'm still tasting the 107.
I don't know. I get a little bit of dingleberry in this one.
Indeed, yes.
Didn't you say it was your favorite so far?
Yes, he did.
That's weird, man. He loves ass.
Wash your hands, Steven.
So now this is another one I'm really excited for because I've never had this.
I'm super pumped.
And
for
I
this.
appreciate you bringing this, Jeff. Jeff
Yes.
brought this in today.
Thank you, Jeff.
My pleasure.
And this is the Weller 12, and he's had this so long that this is the old bottle.
Is it?
How about that?
Yeah, this is not the bottle that comes in. The bottle
Well-
now looks like the 107.
I'll be keeping that bottle.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I threw the first one away because I don't think I knew what I had at the time.
No.
No, yeah.
Neither one.
I
of
told
us
you guys
did.
the story on the last podcast. It was my
Right.
first bourbon tasting in Louisville
Yeah.
on a business trip with Campese, and I said to the girl, I don't know anything about bourbon. She said, "How much you want to spend?" I'm gonna rehash the story right now.
Please.
And I said, "I don't know, $10 to $15." And she, left immediately, came back with this, poured it. It was the quickest turnaround of how much you want to spend. She went straight to this bottle.
She just knew exactly.
And I said, "What are we drinking?" She said, "This is Weller 12." I took a picture of the bottle. It was delicious. I may have had a second one at lunch and went home, found it online, bought 2 bottles. Apparently, I overpaid. Back then, I think it was only $25 or $30. I think I paid $60 for each bottle. But I thought, well, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
And I had it for
would've done
years, and we eventually switched from Scotch to bourbon and tasted it. And we're like, it's okay.
Yeah.
We didn't know what we had. And then lately, we've included this in some tastings that we've had. And, of course, now I'm down to my last, I guess, half to third of a bottle. And I've poured it with some friends. And, oh, my God, this is good. Now that we and they have tastings for bourbon.
And developed your palates.
Yeah. I'm still drinking the antique, by the way. But
Yeah, you did go a little heavy. So I'll sit with mine here until you're ready.
Yeah, I'll wait
And that's Weller. It's another
didn't-
wheat
didn't realize this was the old bottle. That's kind of cool
12
to know.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve's got to show it off
So,
like
and
Vanna White.
supposedly, this is the Pappy Van Winkle 12 that doesn't make the cut.
Yeah. Right. Supposedly.
Interesting.
What's crazy is that one is actually, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's actually only a 40 MSRP, but it's a lottery item.
So I found it online, and I almost pulled the trigger. I found a bottle for $250.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
But I didn't do it. I actually wanted to wait till this tasting to see how it compared to everything.
Right.
Because what we have.
Yeah, Jeff, there's the new bottle.
Oh, so it is like the antique. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then I got to keep this one.
Yeah. You got to keep it.
Who's W.L. Weller?
Bill.
What he said? What?
William
LaRue.
LaRue Weller.
Weller.
He said Willem.
He's not related to Johnny
Willem.
or Jimmy LaRue. If anybody ever went to the hi-hat
For heaven's
back
sakes.
in the day.
That's-
Showing my age again.
That's
Sorry, guys.
twice today I've heard hi-hat.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, she had asked me the question of, what did the Ville used to be? I was like, oh, it was hi-hat.
Cocaine heaven.
Where? Where are you guys? Where are you guys going after this? Spawns.
Wait.
Spoons
Thank
ice
you.
cream.
Thank you for remembering that, Tommy.
And Menini's Pizza.
But do you remember what it was before the hi-hat?
I didn't know it was something
Was it
before the hi-hat.
Greenery?
Angelo's.
Angelo's, yes.
Angelo Antonucci, I believe is his last name. And
the
he
great-
ended up opening a place up in Pittsburgh.
I thought it was Lametries.
It might have been Lamatrice. Antonucci sounded like a more Italian name
Well,
to
it
mention
does.
on the podcast.
Hey, I'll take my
Angelo
pasta with the
Antonucci.
Antonucci.
The Greenery was a different location. I
Yes.
think.
That's
but
where
it was still
Rite
in the
Aid-
mall.
That's where Rite- no, that's where Rite Aid is.
Walgreens is now.
Or
yeah.
Walgreens, yeah.
Okay.
And then it was
Boots.
Yes, thank you. Boots.
God.
Bonanza.
With the
Bonanza
peanut-
was next door.
Bonanza was where
The automotive store is.
Yeah. AutoZone.
yeah.
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 Bonanza was wild inside. It was huge.
But, hey, remember Spawns?
No.
How about
No.
Lums?
Fortunately, no. What was it?
Lums.
Lumps
I
was
couldn't
the
help it.
bank
Right.
across
Never heard of
from,
it.
across from Pizza Hut.
Yeah. So it was a fish place.
My
I mean,
college roommate was a
yeah.
cook there. And he used to tell me, whatever you do, don't get the hamburger. We throw them on the floor. We spit on them. Like, I'll have the French fries.
So on the nose, I
All right.
definitely get vanilla and cinnamon.
Where's the 12?
Oh, right there.
Oh.
I get a hint of cinnamon, mostly vanilla.
Cinnamon?
Cinnamon.
I get a hint of cinnamon.
Cinnamon. Hey, Fithy.
I'm actually kind of
So-
excited to know that that's the old bottle.
And I told this story on a previous podcast, Jeff, so I know you've heard this story probably more times than you'd care to hear it. But when we did the Bourbon Trail last year in November, at this kind of, I guess you would call it a boutique bourbon place, it had hard to find bourbons. They had a
yeah.
basket
a
of
great story.
Weller 12 airplane
Airplane
bottles.
bottle. That's just so insane.
And they were like $4, Bean. I couldn't believe it. I bought the, initially, pardon me?
I said now they're probably 14.
Oh, yeah. So I bought like, I don't know, 7 or 8. And we took an Uber to a bar. And we loved it so much. We went back and I bought the rest in the basket. Shit.
How much were they, did you say again?
I think they were only like $4, $5.
Really was a good story.
Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah, we got to go back.
I'll take the rest.
I go in and the guy's just looking at me. I was like, I'll take the rest.
So this one stands out to me among the other ones.
It's
It's a different taste.
it's the smoothest so far,
Yeah.
and I taste so much vanilla.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, it's funny because Steve and I drank Scotch for a while, and we lean heavily towards the vanilla caramel Scotches, and it's funny because we sort of lean towards those with the bourbons as well. So
I can only get so far.
I guess you kind of like certain tastes.
Right. You develop your palate, you develop
Some
your
things
palate,
you
you
like
figure
to-
out what you like more.
You like to eat and taste over and over
Yeah.
again.
I knew it was going to happen at some point during the tasting, but I didn't think it would be this early.
You shit your pants?
No.
Oh.
I actually shed a slight tear. That's how much I enjoy that bourbon. My God, is that good?
It is very good.
It is
It's,
wildly different than anything else
Listen,
we've tasted so far.
yeah.
The sad part of the story is there's a full bottle that's gone, and half of this one, at least the other full bottle, we didn't know what we had.
I
Yeah.
honestly, like Steve, I can fear. I feel tears developing in my eyes just thinking about
My
this
bourbon's
bourbon.
salty. Oh, it's because my tears dropped in it.
Yeah.
So, what Jeff's trying to tell you is that we may have drank this with Diet Coke.
No, bullshit.
All right.
But it
both
may
of
have.
The door's right there. The door's right there. Diet Pepsi.
No.
Easy
That would not have
now,
happened at my house.
Tiger.
Now, we may have drank this without knowing how delicious it was.
Too many times, Dave.
No. Listen, I'm just trying to keep my composure here.
And when you find something that's so delicious, you've got to have it over and over again.
Yeah. This is the
And I think we kind of went through this without realizing. And then all of a sudden, it's like, holy shit, you have a Weller 12? And
Yeah.
I think that's where the half of this bottle went.
That's one of the smoothest bourbons I've ever tasted.
And can you believe it's supposedly the Pappy Reject?
I can't believe it.
And I've had the Pappy 12.
That's
I
the
have
thing.
too.
I haven't.
It
so
is
I don't
not better than that.
really.
And it's, I don't know how much it's going to cost you, but it's not better than that.
I think it is.
I don't.
It's a little
I
better.
don't.
It's
Yeah.
it's a little better.
Yeah.
He kicks
Nope.
field goal and it's good.
It's up and it's good.
Actually, this is the first time I feel like I can say that I actually get the leather note.
Really?
Yeah.
I can kind of see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a little bit of leather.
And what's crazy is when my first couple tastes.
Yeah, I get a little. Did you do the Kentucky Chew?
Yeah. I do it for most now, but
Yeah.
my first couple tastes, I'm gonna be honest, I was very underwhelmed.
Really?
Yeah, but the more I keep going at it, and really after adding the water too, the more I keep going at it, the more I keep falling in love. Like most of them after my first sip, I
He's
wrote where I
going at
think
it.
it is on the line.
Sometimes Dave, the
Immediately.
more you go at it, the more you like it.
and I kept not putting it there because every time I took another taste, I was like, oh, I like it better than the first taste.
Yeah.
Then I had it again. I like it better than the second taste. And now I'm having a hard time figuring out where to put it on.
What's
I
the
have it so
proof on
far.
this, Steve? Do you know what the proof is on a 12?
I think it's 90.
I will tell you, sir. 90.
Did you show off that bottle?
Yes.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did.
Yeah, I'm really
I
pleased
think
to know that
I
that's
bought a
the old
vowel
school.
for some reason.
I'll take an E. E. And I got to tell you, so, and I know this is gonna, show my age here, but we watch Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune
Who doesn't?
a lot.
I do too.
Okay?
I used to.
So
nothing
how
else on it then.
frustrating is it on Wheel of Fortune when people just blindly buy vows for no effing reason?
I hate it.
I mean, the word is completely spelled out, and there's maybe one consonant left and an E. I'll buy an E.
There's no point in it. You can figure out the puzzle without it. Like, you know what I mean? Especially like the E's at the end of the word. Like if it was cake. Like, oh, you need that E, huh?
Yeah.
You need it?
Right.
What was it gonna be? Cacked? No, it's cake, motherfucker.
So I just keep thinking at some point Pat Sajak is going to just snap.
Yeah. I can't believe he has it.
I know, because he's actually a really funny guy. So Dan Lebitard will have him on a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
And
that.
he comes on there and he makes fun of people. It's hilarious.
That's
He's
awesome.
he's a really funny guy.
I always thought he was funny, but he has like a dry sense of humor, and he's just like he's the most patient person in the world.
Yeah.
He really
He
is,
really
like-
is. And I'm not sure how we got off on that tangent. I'm
I don't
sorry.
either, but I liked it. I enjoyed it. I love Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy.
I was trying to give
Because
us-
Tommy bought a vow.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Honestly,
right.
between 7 and 8 o'clock at night, I mean, it's like I'm gonna leave the news on. Oh, Jeopardy's on. Oh, okay. Wheel of Fortune?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's nothing else on that.
I mean, I just enjoy. I enjoy making fun of the people too. Like, are you a fucking
Oh, yeah.
dumbass?
I like when they have the pears on, and they're like, "What do you think?" Let's buy a vowel. But the entire word birthday cake is spelled out, but the E. Can't you fucking figure it out? Anyway,
I'm gonna solve.
so I say it again. We could stop right now. What a wonderful
I
tasting
think we
it's
Yeah,
should.
I feel like I could.
Okay, I think we should. I'm out.
Okay, see you, Steve. All right, boys, let's get into plans. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way he's leaving before
Oh,
Blantons.
see ya.
They
I'm
honestly
real,
right
really
now
curious.
5 in. I'm gonna say so far my favorite tasting that I've done, and we still have so much more to go.
Oh, it's not even close.
Yeah, I mean,
Jefferson's was awesome.
it was great. It was fantastic.
This is a huge
Yeah.
step up.
And you guys weren't here for the Old Forester tasting, but the Old Forester tasting was also great.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's just a. I say it all the time. I think Buffalo Trace, just what they do is on another level. I really
I just
do.
wish their products were available.
more readily available.
Yeah.
But it's people like when people like
Thank God we know Bean.
Yeah, Jesus. I'll see posts on these Facebook pages where they let them buy more than like one bottle of Blantons.
Yeah.
They buy fucking 15 bottles.
I played the golf club this week with Mike Thomas, and one of his buddies was there, and he's talking to another guy about old Rip Van Winkle 10-year-old, and he was tickled to death that he bought a bottle for $525.
Jesus.
crazy.
And I looked at the
Crazy.
bartender. I was standing right next to the bartender in the Stagg room, and I looked at him. He goes, "Boy, did he overpay."
Yeah. No way would I pay
No
that
shit.
for that.
So we were drinking that
That's insane.
in Kentucky at a restaurant, and we were getting it for $15 a pour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The
And he
10-year.
And he was tickled
What?
to death just. But that's just the thing. If you can't get it and you get it, and it's like,
Right.
holy shit, I got
Yeah.
10-year. Yeah,
We-
you paid 7 times. You paid 12 times what you should have paid.
And
Right, we were fighting with each other on the last podcast the four of us did together about paying $4.50 for the 12-year.
right.
You know what I mean?
Right here. It's free tonight, guys. Drink up.
My mother enjoys.
Did you see the price that it had on the screen for that one?
It's like $30 or $40.
No, but the
Like,
MSRP is
All I
40,
can
but
think
what they
about
had on the
when you
screen
say
for the
that is
site that
like
it was on,
like a bunch of little
257.
kids jumping rope.
Well, I found one for $250.
Yeah, yeah.
coming up with the words that we said.
Listen, I had it in my shopping cart.
Yeah.
I thought I'm going to wait till we come here.
Yeah, and it's a lottery item, so you have to win a lottery for the privilege to buy it.
When is that the winners coming out on that last lottery because that was for
It-
Weller
I
12.
think it's this.
It already did, I think.
No, I think it's.
The foolproof? Okay. For some reason, I thought it.
All right.
I am convinced I am winning this one.
Let's
I
get
just-
on.
I'm convinced.
Let's get on because we know what's next.
Blantons.
Blantons.
All right, some cool
Go ahead.
cool facts about Blantons.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Brought to you by the ambassador of bourbon.
Yes. Now I gotta get.
Are you sweating? I'm sweating.
My ears
So
are
I
sweating.
keep sticking
It's
to the
crazy
paper.
how much they're
I'm like,
sweating.
all right, well, maybe next time. Here's what I will fill in because I can't find it and I read it earlier. Here it is. So, is it Harrison Blanton?
Harry.
Harry. He was one of the first distillers. All right.
Yeah.
Now, it's not named after him, though. This is the cool part of the story. It's named after his grandson, Albert Blanton.
Okay. All right.
Albert Carpellotti Blanton.
Yes.
Hey, I know that guy.
That's kind of a cool little nugget.
It is. He was the initial distiller. Is that correct?
So he actually started distilling on the land where Buffalo Trace is now.
He started distilling on the land where
Wow.
Buffalo Trace is
That's
now.
really cool.
That's really awesome. Yeah. And it's not even
And-
named after him. Fuck that guy.
And the other part of it, and I think this is why it is so damn consistent. It's unbelievable how consistent of a bourbon it is. They only bottle it in, I believe it's Warehouse H. It's on the bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So just to make sure that there isn't any, they want to try and make every vintage or every year or bottling as consistent as possible. Now, I don't know where Blanton's goes that doesn't make the cut. There's been speculation about that.
Yeah.
Again,
Goes into a jug, and then it's all like filled into what becomes ancient age.
how about that?
Shut up. Are you
Shut the front door.
Bean, are you serious about
Yeah,
that?
so like everything that comes out
Cheers.
of mash bill 2.
Hey, Bean, come
Yeah?
over here a little closer so they can hear
Come
this.
on, tell us.
So everything that comes out of mash bill 2 ends up being like, so what doesn't actually make it to be Rock Hill Farms or Elmer T. Lee or Blanton's or the Hancock goes into this vat apparently, and then they send it to some type of bottling system, and then it becomes ancient age.
Oh, that's crazy.
Wow.
So we really
Now
have
I
to
got to
try
buy Ancient Age. $12 for a
Do
1.75.
you guys have it?
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a great story, Bean. I
Yeah,
didn't.
we-
I did
I mean,
not know
like,
that.
I
So
see you
it sounds
guys.
like
I know
they
you're
just
not.
blend it all together
Yeah.
and call it bourbon.
We have that and
Wow.
the 10. The Ancient Age 10, which again, we don't know if that's 10 year anymore, but yeah. Yeah.
Ancient Age 10 is like 10 weeks.
10 weeks.
10 weeks in a barrel. Now, we've all had this, and it's everybody.
On the nose.
We all
amazing.
love it, right?
It's so smooth.
And
I bounce
the
back
look,
and forth.
The look on your guys' face, you're,
Yeah.
I just had an orgasm.
Totally.
Oh, Jesus, I'm having plans. But but on top of the 5 that we've had, I haven't tasted it yet.
I still say it's.
I'm getting less
Fuck.
flavor
God,
from
that's
it
good.
than the other ones, but it's still just so smooth. I love it.
Hey, son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch. It is so fucking good.
I smell all.
Got a little twinge.
I
going
smell
on.
all caramel all the time.
Yeah.
With it.
Caramel.
Seriously, I mean, we go back to even the Scotch days.
It's
This is the shit that we like.
the spice doesn't overpower anything.
No, but there's just
And-
enough there.
But it's a
just
perfect
enough.
blend.
Just enough there.
Exactly right, Tommy.
Hey,
It's
Jacob,
the
can I-
perfect blend.
Can I get you to look
Perfect
up what Demerara sugar is? Demerara? Oh, it says it.
It's for people that can't say Demerara. It's Demerara.
Is that Demera? It's got 2 R's in it.
Whole cane
Demerara.
sugar.
brown sugar.
Brown sugar. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Brown sugar.
I definitely get brown sugar. I definitely get caramel. I definitely get a little spice.
Do you just want to stop right now and just keep drinking this?
Dude, it's
I didn't
right
even-
crazy.
Like,
I
didn't
was like,
use
let's
the
see.
smaller one.
I really
used the
was
bigger
like,
one.
man,
I didn't do that.
Jesus Christ.
Down goes Tommy.
It's underneath your chair. I can
He's down for the count. 1.
Well, he
Two.
does have sausage fingers.
Did you? So you used
I'm all meats, guys.
They're all
you
greasy.
used the bigger pour for that one?
I did. That's
Smart
what I was
man.
That's what I was trying
Smart
to say.
man. I
But
knew
then
it.
and then I just
and
like
then he just
flipped
threw it at
Yeah.
me. The
I mean,
it's
seriously,
it's my favorite so far.
Stop right now. Let's have another one. I mean,
It's my favorite so far. Like
but
what
we've been talking about this
So
between
caramely.
us
the small batch.
about
I
how
know.
good we love
We'll
each
see.
other.
We
I
will
Now we're gonna
see.
find out.
I bounce back and forth between the two, saying which one is my favorite. And even right now, the reason I went fuck is because I was like, man, I really liked that 107 a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's see how it does hold up. And as soon as I tasted it, I was like, there's no
Nutmeg.
comparison.
And I'm not saying you guys got to do it this way, but so far I've been ranking it out of 10. So I'm giving scores like 8.5.
Oh, really?
8, 9, 9.5, 10. If you want to do it that way, I by no means am trying to be a bully here.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I
Am
would
I a
have
big?
a hard time.
Am I a big bastard? Well, okay, yes.
Well, you are one of the big bastards. I would have a hard time going 1 through 8 or 1 through 9 because I can't give a 1 to
Right.
one of these and say make it feel like it's
Yeah.
not as good as
Yeah,
the others.
like you're Yellowstoning it, and they're all.
oh, that's a huge difference.
That's-
well, that's
yeah.
what I'm. But
That's
I
funny
mean,
that now that's a verb, right?
Right.
We're Yellowstoning it.
Yeah. And that came
Or-
to us through Jeff.
Sorry, it sucked. Now they've got some. Well, never mind. We don't need to fucking talk about Yellowstone on this podcast.
So
This
they-
is just. I mean, if any of you have a chance to buy Blantons, you know, I've seen it online. I've seen it online for $199. I've seen it online for $99. I would tell you, if you've never had it and you like bourbon, spend up to $100. Get yourself a bottle and enjoy it. I wouldn't pay more than $100 for it.
I agree.
It's $59.99 in the store with tax at $64, $65.
completely agree.
If we
but-
if we couldn't get it the way we get it, I'd pay up to 100 for
I'd
it.
pay
for
100
sure.
for it too.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's that good.
I wouldn't even
Honestly,
think
it's-
twice about that.
Same
Oh.
here, Tommy. Just it'd be like, oh yeah, I'll take that.
Oh
It's
yeah,
a-
but we can get it.
So,
Yeah.
and another
That
toast to
might
the
run out.
ambassador of bourbon. Yes.
All hell, Bean.
All hail Bean. Hey. Oh yeah, Bean.
I didn't even want to add water to it, but I felt like I had to for the tasting.
I just did it. I didn't want to,
refuse.
but I just did it.
I
Can I have
refuse. I
more?
can't
I
do
want
it.
more.
Here.
Yeah.
No.
It just tastes so good. Please, sir.
Thank you,
He
sir.
keeps
Can I
giving
have
you the
another?
craziest look when he does it too.
I'm staring into his soul.
I'm making sure that I play off of that, and I just stare back at him with absolute fear.
I'm saving my I want more for the
But please,
stag.
sir, it's Blantons.
I'll tell you what. When I added the water on the nose, I got smacked in the face with brown sugar when I added the water.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
I got all caramel. That's
So,
why I love this so
yeah,
much.
they're heavy
I get-
caramel there, but again, I go back to I just feel like the marriage of flavors there, and then of course with the smoothness.
Yes. Yes.
Marriage of flavors. I like
Steve,
that.
that was
I
very
like
well
that
said.
term.
Very
I like
well
that term.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just.
You know, me and marriage don't go well together, but marriage with flavors is just beautiful.
It's like
Right.
the perfect
Divorced
recipe.
twice.
It's like the perfect
Who's
recipe.
counting?
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like when you go somewhere and they have some, say, an Italian restaurant and their sauce.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And they blend. It's all the herbs
Yeah.
and spices together, and you're like, oh my god, this is delicious.
Yeah.
I just booked a honeymoon to Flavor Town.
I can't wait to devour this. Right?
Love
It's like
it.
you're devouring the pasta, and you're going to
He's
devour
going.
bourbon.
He's going to Flavor Town.
'Cause there's
Watch
nothing like
out.
devouring things.
Oh man, it's just.
I think I need to drink this Blantons with some music.
I really.
Wait, that means you're pissing.
Yes.
He's
I really.
he's pissing on the floor, people.
I really wasn't sure if next to the rest of these I was going to like it as much as I always do. I still figured it was going to be number one.
You know, it
But
just
it
kinda,
just- it stood out
le-
immediately.
It leapt.
Yeah.
Leaped.
Leapt.
It jumped.
And what's crazy is, on all these Facebook pages I joined to promote the podcast, there are a lot of people who hate on Blantons, and it baffles me. I
Yes.
don't understand
You know
it.
what, though? If you go to stores, and Bean might back this up. You go to stores, you walk in, you go, hey, you got any Buffalo Trace? Nah, fuck that distillery. We hate those people. Do you think that maybe some of the people out there are so furious that they can't get the product that they're
I think that has to be part of
because
it.
you can't
They're probably
hate this
annoyed.
bourbon.
They're
Or
probably annoyed
There's
by
no
people
way
asking.
you can hate
Yeah.
this bourbon.
Or maybe it's because they can only get it for $200, $250
But
maybe.
you can't
Yeah,
hate
so they're
this
gonna
bourbon.
hate. They're gonna hate on it because they can't enjoy it.
Don't hate the game. Hate
Listen,
the player.
Right.
Hate the you know what
Don't
I mean.
hate the player,
I
hate
don't
the
know,
game.
yeah,
They,
whatever.
they hate it. They hate it because they're annoyed by. They probably get the most calls.
Well, no,
about,
I'm
like-
not talking about stores.
Just-
I'm talking about
but
I'm
people-
talking about people
yeah.
drinking it.
Oh, I think it's in stores.
No,
Okay.
no, no.
Because we got 3 bastards that show up on Wednesday.
yes. The bastards show up to get.
My arms are too short.
But what they'll
He's
what they'll
got gator
say,
arms.
I'm sure it's all those things we mentioned. But what they'll say is, like, it's overhyped. Like, well, no,
Really?
it's not overhyped.
That's fine. Then I'll take your bottle.
Yeah, I'll take all the bottles. It's not overhyped. If you don't want to pay 200 and 250 for it, I get that. But it's not overhyped. It is. It
But
is
that's one of the things,
best bourbons,
right?
hands
And that's
down.
one of the things I love about it, and I love about Buffalo Trace, is it's still $55.95.
Yeah, $54.99.
$54.99.
Yeah.
They I mean, of course, as we already chronicled, you can pay a lot more than that.
Yeah.
But if a liquor store
Has it at MSRP?
right,
Yeah,
and
On 5 minutes.
sure is.
Thank you, Ambassador. Hey, we're getting it in tomorrow. But
I
I mean, I can see people saying, it's so hard to get. It's pricey online. I just as soon buy a bottle of Eagle Rare that I can get for $31. Listen, you're buying another excellent bourbon, and it's available to you. Then go for it.
And it's less than $60.
But I would still say, if you get a chance to get Blantons, and if you're a bourbon lover, spend up to $100 and get yourself a damn bottle.
you just need to buy it. I don't.
That's right.
Like, I would pay $125 for the
Would
for
you?
that bourbon. Yes.
that's your cutoff.
That's your threshold.
Well, I don't know. I probably would pay more. I think. I really.
The
I
good
love
news
it
right
that
now
mu-
is, Tommy,
I love it that much.
you don't have to.
Exactly. Yeah. I haven't really thought about that a lot. Like. But
Yeah. We're
we're
very fortunate.
I was never concerned about what the cost of it was. I just know that I wanted it and I was getting it.
It's really something to
'Cause
taste
it's
this.
that good.
To taste this after those 5, and it just jumps. I mean,
know.
it jumps to the top of the chart.
Yeah, I feel
I mean,
like
I liked all 5.
I feel like a motherfucking virgin on prom night, man. Drinking that. Blanton.
Easy now, Tiger.
Pop goes the cherry.
Perfect time for that.
Hey,
So
from the shitter.
I almost
I'm actually trying to say stuff to get you to say that.
I almost came to blows with a girl in Cleveland at I believe it was a Hilton or Sheraton hotel bar because I tried to order a Blanton's and of course they didn't have it, but she heard me say it, and she was just roasting me, telling me how dirty the distillery was. I was telling Dave this story last night.
Really?
Yeah, and just telling Pam, you remember this?
Yeah, they were all lies. Too.
Yeah.
Wait, you mean women lie?
No.
Only that one. Only that one.
Only that
So
one.
I
okay.
mean, I was ready to drop trowel, and I don't even know what the hell that means.
It means drop your pants.
Yeah, man.
Jacob, can you Google drop trowel? I think it's TROWEL.
Don't Google that.
Okay, maybe not. All right.
Yeah, who knows what images we'll get for that?
You were ready to.
I mean,
you're
I was
ready to
I
throw
was-
them
oh my-
bows.
Yes, that's right.
Throw
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
Ready to throw down. So, we've talked about the E.H. Taylor a lot amongst us.
Yeah.
We're huge fans.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
already we've had this. Some of us have had this. And I'm curious to see how this tastes after Blanton's.
I agree. One more.
Because before Blanton's, it might have been different.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
You're right.
One
Good call,
thing,
Jeff.
one thing I did want to say about Blanton's, I think I would pay up to $100 normally if I had never had it before. If I had never had it before, I
Yeah.
might be willing to go 150, 200 because I'd never had it, and I think that you should. If you're a true bourbon fan and
Right.
you love bourbon, you should at least have it one time.
Yeah.
So I think if I had never had it, I'd pay 150, 200. Having had it as much as I have, I think 100 would be my cutoff.
So where we are in the tasting right now, would you pay $250 for Weller 12?
That's tough.
I don't think I would.
The rarity of it makes it different.
Well,
The reason I ask is obviously because I found it for $2.50.
Yeah.
But after just tasting Blantons for $55,
Yeah. It makes
I
it tough.
can't pay $2.50 for
I
one
would.
12.
I
I mean, it'd be nice to have a bottle.
would.
Yeah.
Well, honest to God, if you're
would've-
having friends over and you got the great bar, you go, look what I got.
Yeah, it makes it different because it's rare, but does it make it from $45-$50 or $40 to $45 to $250
Yeah.
when you have Blantons at $54.99?
Yeah. And what we're going to taste next.
Before the
Yeah.
Blantons, I would have said yes.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That's my point, Tommy. Is
totally
after you
would.
taste this, you go, oh, fuck, I ain't paying $2.50 for that.
No.
Yeah.
It's so,
So-
good. I love it. I'm keeping my ranking on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's what adds the extra
It is. You're right.
mystique about Blanton's.
Perfect word.
Yes. Thank you. I finally did
I
it.
mean, another 2-syllable word that's been used tonight successfully.
Yes.
Miss Teak.
Hey, what proof is Blanton's, by the way? I never
It
even
is.
bothered
It is
to look.
93 proof.
Hey, wait.
93. I need to listen to
It's not coming out.
Hey, it's not as bad as when you poured the eyedropper into the
Oh,
glass,
jeez.
though.
I'm glad we weren't on video that night.
I mean, I
I
just
so wish we were. Drop trow to
Hey.
lower one's pants down to one's ankles, often in a sudden, impulsive manner, thus exposing one's
exposing.
nether.
Nether regions.
nether regions.
So that's what you were gonna do to that lady?
Yeah, I was.
You know what, lady?
Moon the old lady.
I was going to tie her shoelaces together.
Exposing one's nether regions.
I wish you would have tied her
Oh, God, that's
shoelaces
hilarious.
together.
Look who's
We all
dirty now.
dropped trow and mooned the old lady.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Jacob.
Can you
Good
use
timing.
it in a
Good
sentence,
timing
please?
on that.
You know, I could probably do that right now. To the camera.
I believe I just did. All right. I mean, I can't tell you. I mean, these next 3 bourbons. Now, of course, I've had
Well-
small batches
I'm real curious to have this after
700
the
times.
Blantons.
I know.
Can someone
After.
tell me why that corn is shaped like that?
That is weird.
That's weird.
That's to facilitate the extra feeling when it
So
goes
that's
in your
what it looks like when it's in your intestine.
Yeah, it does. It does look like.
I swear to God, I chew my corn when I eat it. But the next day, there is proof that I didn't.
Yeah.
I think that's for everybody.
Fully formed. Comes out fully formed.
Bourbon to make old Colonel Taylor proud.
I get brown
Edmund,
sugar,
Edmund Hayes.
brown sugar, vanilla, caramel.
It's a
I got
similar.
vanilla and caramel in the smell.
So, Steve, which mash bill
It
does
is.
this go with?
I
Because to
believe
me,
it's-
that's the really interesting part is the mash bills for the Buffalo Trace products. Certain products come out of one mash bill. Certain products come out of another mash bill. Some
So-
are high rye. Some are low rye.
So it's one, but it's also under the wheated mash bill.
Okay.
And I can't read this.
So the Weller 12 is weeded. Pappy Van Winkle is weeded.
That one's seasoned wood.
So they have an E.H. Taylor seasoned wood,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the wheated mash bill. But what we're drinking is mash bill 1.
Yeah, so all of them are mash bill 1 except for the rye and then that
Gotcha.
seasoned wood.
Bean, have you seen the E.H. Taylor rye?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. The giggle makes me think it was outrageously expensive.
No, it's at his house.
It was like $110 and it's at my house right now.
I think.
Hey, can you give me your address right now?
Yeah,
I think I
When I told him
realized-
we were doing the rye tasting, he was like these kind of ryes, and sent me a picture of it. I was like, "What? Can I have that?" He was
Right.
like, "But it's actually not his."
And he doesn't drink it.
No, but and that one's actually not his. He's got a decent collection at his house, but he doesn't drink it. But the rye isn't actually his. He said.
mean,
I think he
so-
might have been lying to me just so I
He's
wouldn't try
got
to
a
buy
great
it.
bourbon collection. He doesn't drink it. I'm thinking we could live together.
I'll stop being the ambassador.
You'll be the bitch.
Oh boy.
Me love you long time.
Oh boy. It just took a left turn, Tommy.
honeymoon to Flavor Town. I smell it.
Spicy for sure.
I mean, is this not
It's
is this not delicious?
It's the right level of spiciness.
It's the
it's-
perfect blend.
Yeah.
It's the perfect blend.
That's what Buffalo Trace does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the best way to sum it up.
They make the best
That's
sauce.
a very good point.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the sauce.
Yeah, I mean, you
I
think?
love the sauce.
Yeah.
So good.
I will say, after having them back to back, having Bland's first, it's Blantons.
It is to me too.
And by,
I hate to say it. EH
and by-
Taylor's
and
been
by-
my
and
one
by a
for
good
a
bit.
while.
Not to me. Not by a good bit.
Really?
It's
It's not-
it's marginally better to me.
To me, it's not the jump that Blanton's was above everything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is definitely still a decent bit.
So E.H. Taylor's $40. Blanton's is $60. I'm rounding numbers.
Yeah.
Yes.
E.H. Taylor's a little bit more accessible.
Correct.
A little bit.
How much is EH Taylor again?
$39.95.
Is
That
it?
was 45.
No.
Okay,
it's,
$40.
It's 38 something.
The only time I bought it, I bought 5. I did. I think I bought. The
I'll
whole
have
case.
all of them, please.
I did the last when it came in. Didn't I? Didn't I?
Smart
do that?
man, Tommy. Smart man.
No, you didn't. Shut up.
Shh. Hey,
No. But
now.
You bought one, and then I bought one.
Yeah.
That's
and
what it
then
was.
Other
Well, no,
people bought one.
I spotted
Yeah.
I spotted everybody money. I bought
Ixnay.
5.
Ixnay
But
on
five-
the-
No. You
Throw 'em out
no,
the
we
front
were all
door.
there. Then you
Yeah.
carried out the box.
Hurry up. Open up the front door.
That's what it
Throw them
was.
out.
Jacob,
That's what it was.
pause, Jacob, pause. No, I'll say the same thing I said about some of the ones in
fucking
earlier
fired.
time. Every bar should have a bottle of the H. Taylor
He
if you
was
can get
doing
it.
so well, too.
Yeah. Did you throw something again?
No, I unplugged my mic.
Oh.
All right, so,
I mean, this is fantastic.
Tommy, I was going to tell you I was speaking to you, so you can hear me anyhow because you're standing in the room.
Where does this go? I'm listening.
You can impress all your friends the next time you have E.H. Taylor because now you can tell them Edmund Haynes. No one's going to know what E.H. stands for.
Is
other,
that what it is?
Yeah, other than Bean and maybe me and Jeff and Dave,
I didn't know.
I didn't know either. Edmund Haynes.
Edmund Haynes.
I've always wanted to know.
Well, there you go.
I thought it was like Edgar Harrison
And a
or
funny
something. They're
tidbit
like,
about him is he's actually a descendant of 2 presidents, I do believe.
really?
No way.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Taylor and somebody else.
Actually, I do
Wait,
remember
did
reading
you just
that
say
now.
Zachary Taylor?
I do believe.
Old Rough and Ready. He's my all-time favorite president. I love him.
He was a good president.
I'll
One of
tell
the
you.
founding fathers of modern bourbon.
President 8. He was the 8th president.
12th.
Zachary Taylor. 12th? Okay.
Zachary Taylor,
I'm
yeah.
only 4 off.
He had a massive drinking problem.
And 86 proof. 86 proof.
You were so ready.
So this is bottled and bond, so it's 100 proof,
Yeah,
right?
bottled and bond, 100 proof.
All each Taylor is bottled and bond,
bottled and
except
bond.
for there's one.
What proof?
Yeah, I
It's
can't
100.
remember. I can't remember which one is not
There's
bottled
one
and
that's
bond.
not bottled and bond, but
Bean
Barrel proof.
barrel proof.
barrel, yeah, which is hard to get also. But
Which is also weird because it's the one that is, most of the time Rye's are with the green label. That's the one that is written in green is the barrel proof.
interesting.
Yeah, weird.
One thing I know is I need to stop drinking this on the goddamn rock.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I need to stop.
It's about fucking time
yeah, I
that
need
you
to
realize
stop.
that.
I need to stop.
Hey,
What
You're
am I-
shaming yourself.
Welcome to the club, Tommy.
You are shaming yourself.
right now. Like, yeah.
It's so weird. Like when I'm here having a bourbon by myself.
Were you asking me a question? I don't.
When I'm here having a bourbon by myself, unless it's Blanton's or E.H. Taylor, I drink almost everything on a rock.
I do too.
But
I have
then-
a bad habit.
But
Really?
Yeah.
Whenever
I just automatically go to the rock.
Just yeah.
whenever I'm like at your place or somewhere else, I just as long as we have Glencairns available, I drink it neat, everything.
Yeah.
Everything, especially when I go and hang out with you guys. I just drink everything. I don't even think about a rock.
I kind of do it, like, to be honest with you, like now, like not like before. I was doing it because I was a pussy, but now I do it because like I kind of like.
He's
know,
got beef
You know,
curtains.
if you put it on the rock, then when you first take a sip, it's not like it's kind of like it hasn't mixed with the water yet. So like it's kind of like drinking it neat. Like you get the spiciness and whatnot, and then you like kind of get to experience the different levels of mixing it with water.
The meltdown.
The
Yes.
meltdown.
And there's,
yeah, I
and-
kind
but
of.
there's nothing to be ashamed of about
No.
that.
That's
There's
like-
nothing at all.
I'm not
No,
ashamed.
not at all. But it's a little bit like Steve's golf game. He has a meltdown after like the 5th hole, the 6th hole.
Lynn Swan.
No, but I mean, you've only been into bourbon for a short while, right?
Since March
Oh Jesus,
Yeah.
of this year.
of this year.
So
Yeah.
you're jumping in with both feet too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dave, you're not too much beyond that, right?
No, not much.
January, maybe late,
So it's
Yeah,
you're
probably
gonna-
December,
yeah,
early December.
yeah, late December, January.
And what we've seen is, we started maybe a rock, maybe
Yeah.
neat,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden we're moving up to the higher proof stuff. And so you guys are kind of in that phase of, well, I don't need a rock now. Let me get the flavors of without it being watered down a little bit.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're going to be like, oh, I like this 128 proof stuff.
I still enjoy the water though because I just took my first sip
Well, it
with
changes
the
it.
water mixed, and I got so much caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, there's nothing wrong
And
with drinking
without
it both
the water,
ways,
I
though,
got a lot
Tommy.
of butterscotch. Like
Right.
I would
think
always
I'm going to continue
encourage.
doing the rock.
I would encourage everyone to try the
Absolutely.
first sip neat.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, usually
yes.
people are going to say, "Oh, but there's the burn." Yes. Okay, so take a second sip neat, and if it's still too much burn for you, then put a cube on it.
Yeah.
But
Okay, I like that. I like that theory.
because the first sip's always the worst,
Yeah, maybe
the harshest, I should
maybe
say.
throw in the rock after the first couple sips.
Yes,
That's a good
yes,
idea.
Yes. I
Okay.
completely encourage that behavior.
Yeah, that's a good
Well, I'll tell you what I
it's a
like.
good human
I
skill to
encourage
acquire.
that behavior.
I'll tell you what I like about bourbon is bourbon. I think out of all whiskey, handles itself on the rock the best.
Okay.
Like Scotch, I think the flavor changes too much as it melts.
drastically.
Yeah, and so I think bourbon holds it the best. So I think bourbon is also the perfect summer drink because, like yesterday when I was at your house, when I first got there, I refused to drink anything neat because it was too hot.
Right.
We were outside,
Yeah.
and it was too hot outside. So I started out on the rock, and then as the sun started to go down, I was like, hey, where are those Glencairns at?
After doing the dirty with bourbon, I can't go back to Scotch. I just like
Oh, yeah.
bourbon is kind of I can't appreciate Scotch as much anymore.
Yeah, it's
As
a
I
different.
used to.
It's
Like,
a different.
I don't think I
Like
like.
you
I
either,
can't,
I think you can either love Scotch and you're going to go back
even,
to it.
Even like Irish whiskeys. Like I had an Irish whiskey yesterday.
I still kind of
can't-
like those.
I can't remember the name of it, but it was really good. But I just
It's different.
I don't enjoy it as much now, like as
Kinda-
much as I used to. And
Well,
it's
we
because
said,
I love bourbon so
and
much.
I hate to say it because well, it's kind of funny. I'll say it, but fucking bourbon tastes better.
Yeah.
It's just easier to drink and it tastes better.
Yes, it's easier
So,
to drink, but
It doesn't mean I hate Scotch, but I don't drink it anymore.
I like with
I can drink a little bit of Irish whiskey because Jameson or something like that. It's some good drinking stuff.
Easy.
smooth.
It's easy drink.
I
It's
just
easier than Scotch.
It's got a lot of shine to it, but
I
it's
just
it's
feel
easy.
you taste like what my problem is with drinking Scotch and Irish whiskeys now is I just taste too much alcohol. Like with bourbon, I don't.
You're getting the flavors.
Yeah, I get all the flavors
Yeah.
from it, and they just don't.
Isn't that
have-
cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what's happened to all
The
of
only
us.
thing that would sway me to think different is if I did like a Scotch tasting. Maybe I might find like a Scotch that I really like or something. But I just don't, think I
you
can
will.
get there.
I don't think you would.
Yeah, I don't think I
It's a
can do it.
different taste.
Yeah.
I still
So big ups to bourbon, bro.
Yeah, I still like Scotch. I just prefer bourbon. Like I can still drink a Scotch if I'm somewhere and they have a decent Scotch and they don't have a decent bourbon.
Yeah.
I may start with that Scotch.
Yeah, I probably could too.
Yeah, but it's not something I'm going to spend my money on to have on.
Mike
on my
Thomas
shelf
had
anymore.
Highland Park 18 year in his flask today. I'm like, really? Jesus.
in the
But
flask?
he's a huge Scotch lover. He's a
Yeah,
Johnny
Scotch.
Walker Black and
He was the only one
Right.
drinking Scotch,
Scotch last
yesterday
time. Well,
until
John.
John got there.
so we did the small batch. Now we're going to do the single barrel. Which
no.
I'm
the
very
bottles
excited.
are identical.
Okay, no, wait. So I'm a newbie for this one.
Popping that cherry.
Yeah.
They're both of these are bottled and bond at 100 proof.
Little bastard. Little bastard, Stephen.
I'm really impressed at how few cigarettes you two have had tonight.
I've had 3, and
I try not to smoke during the actual taste.
Nice.
the only reason I haven't is because I've been so compelled by the bourbons. Like
God, that's a beautiful. So bourbon is helping you stop smoking.
yeah. Thank you, bourbon. Thank you for saving my lungs.
What's the drug that?
Nicorette.
Nicorette?
Yeah, Nicorette, you're out of business. It's bourbon taking over.
Bourbon,
Chantix.
Bourbonette.
You want to quit smoking? Drink bourbon.
So as he was,
Wait, everybody smokes when they drink, right?
Tired of trying
I
to
do,
quit
for
cold
sure.
turkey?
I won't. I don't smoke cigarettes unless I drink.
Oh Jesus!
They but so as he was saying, this is bottled and bond as well. It is the single barrel. The only way to tell the difference is the small words single barrel here, and it is written in a slightly different color red.
Yeah.
Proof?
So this is a
Tommy,
this is
it's
a blended.
bottled and bond.
Each table. This is blended
100
small
proof. They're
batch.
both 100
Oh.
proof.
that's right.
Yeah. I mean, they're identical. This is small batch blended, and this is small batch single barrel. Tommy's like, give me the
Oh,
fucking
my
bottle.
fault.
Give me the fucking bottle.
Next time you grab a cigarette, grab a bourbon instead. It's better for you.
I'm not even using this stupid fucking tin cup anymore.
Hey,
Fuck this
it won't ruin your lungs.
No.
Just your liver.
Smells.
Hey, wait. He stopped using the fucking pourer when he went to the good shit.
Uh-huh.
Attaboy, Tommy. Pour it in. Go, Tommy, go. Go, Tommy, go.
That's good. I don't need to overdo it.
Pam, I think you're going to want to try this one. It's
Yeah.
very, very
She
rare.
needs to.
Like,
Smells very similar on the nose.
So, how did, or actually, who brought this? Did you, Steve?
Dave and I
No.
bought this together.
Yeah,
No,
Bean got
this is
it.
the
Oh,
Bean.
got
This is
it.
the
Okay,
ambassador
got
of
it.
bourbon.
That's what I was going to ask is how did you guys get it?
Yeah, Bean.
So-
the ambassador of
The-
bourbon.
Again, thank
the
you, Bean.
Hendrix, this one, and the Stagg are all because of Ambassador Bean.
You said Hendrix. Hancock?
Yeah, Herbie Hancock.
Hey,
The Hendrix gin we're having tonight.
since my headphones got plugged, it doesn't have anything to do with my mic, but do I sound okay still?
Yes,
No.
Okay. No?
perfectly
No.
okay.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
All right. My
Well,
you
my
sound
head-
like a pussy.
Well, the thing was he said still, so he sounded like shit to begin with. So.
Thanks, Dad.
I mean, you lobbed it up there. It was like a softball waiting for me to hit it. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Very
You know
similar
I love
on the
you.
nose.
You know I love you.
When I used to golf with my dad, if I didn't hit the ball hard enough, he used to say, "Hit the ball, Alice." So that was running through my head.
That's
when
when
you-
you're putting. When you leave it short.
Yeah, hit the ball,
Yeah.
Alice.
Tommy's had so much bourbon, he's forgetting about the bourbon.
So
Yes.
right away,
Yes, I am.
delicious,
He's exactly
but
right.
spicier than the small batch.
Spicier. Okay.
Right off the bat. That's my immediate. You know, this
I
tasting
smell
has sucked. You know,
butterscotch.
I'm done. This tasting sucked.
I smell.
I mean, we could go back to the Buffalo Trace
I think
right
he's
now.
worried about his hair.
the
Oh, really? Because none of you are.
the mouthfeel on this one is
He
better than
kicks
the
it,
small
it's
batch.
good.
The mouthfeel is better than the small batch on this one.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
You notice the difference?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. And
I do
then
too.
I do agree this one kicks up the spiciness a notch.
I pour heavy.
yes, he does.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
I think it's definitely spicier than the small
Jacob,
batch.
just put that glass in front of the camera for a second.
Holy
Jesus
fuck that, man.
My wrists,
jealous.
My wrists are limp.
He just gave him half a bottle of single barrel.
I've got dainty wrists.
Jacob, drink it quick before the ice melts.
Well, and I bet you Jacob wanted kind of a small pour so that he could have the Stagg afterwards, and now it's going to take him the rest of the night to drink that.
I'll help him drink
I
it.
get more spiciness,
What's
but it's
Stagg?
not overpowering. Still,
What's
it's
the Stagg? Where does Stagg go? Let's go. Oh,
Oh, hey.
right here.
Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend.
Oh shit.
Oh, man.
Oh, I see she went to the fucking big glass.
this E.H. Taylor is amazing.
Good move, Pam.
It's amazing. It's
Yeah, you know, I mean, they're both
All
amazing.
right. So let's talk about flavors here, so people can
So
at
wait a
least
minute.
find out what
Let's
we're
find
talking
about what about price.
The MSRP is about $65.
So that
Okay.
well, it's way more than the small batch,
Yes.
which is
25
40.
bucks.
And we paid $150.
Oh,
Ooh. But
all
worth it.
hail Bean.
Oh, Bean. It is sweet vanilla. I see how it says butter on there? That's that mouthfeel. That's that butteriness on the palate. I definitely get more
Yeah, I
I
mean,
get-
mouthfeel.
I get the smokiness. That's
Buffalo
what I
Trace.
taste. I taste the
Do
smokiness.
you really?
Yeah. Well,
I
compared
got-
to the other E.H.
I got
Taylors.
spicy.
But what is the MS?
whatever that guy's
65.
face is there.
65. Yeah. The first time Tommy had this, Tommy was the first one out of our group of friends to try it at Garden Grill Steakhouse. And as we said earlier, he got himself a few doubles of it. He ended up, I was in the front bar, and he started texting me. He was like, this is my favorite bourbon that I've ever had. And then when he left, when he came walking out of the cigar bar, he was literally going like this. That is not a joke. That is not an exaggeration. He walked out of the cigar bar going, yeah.
And
Hey.
that, my friends, is why I'm not allowed back at Garden.
So I would tell you.
What he's not telling you about that story is he had no pants on.
He dropped trow.
What's funny is, What's funny is I already knew what drop trout meant.
I'm gonna declare right now I like the small batch better.
I actually do as well.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Listen, when I say that, it doesn't mean I don't like this. I just like the small batch better.
You know what?
This is really spicy.
I'm gonna agree with you on that because honestly, it's spicier, and that's not what I'm about when it comes to bourbon. I like the sweetness better.
I want a bottle of this for my bar. I want to have this available to me.
I agree.
But I like this better to drink.
But I will tell you this. I actually like this better than the small batch.
I don't think
And that's
I can
why
say,
we're here,
guys.
Steve.
That's right.
Guys,
That's why we're here.
I don't even think I can say. Like, I'm highly on the fence. I don't know which one I like better right now.
You
right
just
now.
fucking said you like the small batch better.
I changed
now
my
you're
mind.
on the fucking fence.
I
after
changed
you-
my mind. I changed my mind.
But
Maybe we should have another taste.
what you got to learn,
Yeah.
what you got about learn about Tommy is he's a fucking liar.
Dude, I lie, I cheat, I steal.
I knew when you smoked
I do-
cigarettes, you
I do
lied.
whatever
He's
the
a
fuck
pirate.
I
He's
do-
a pirate.
Yes, I do whatever the fuck I want. Look at me. Look at me.
Look at me.
I'm the asshole now.
This is really gone off the rails.
Yeah, I'm drunk.
Well, we're about to the end.
I've never said this on the podcast before.
And the
I
Stagg-
am
I don't know.
drunk.
I think
It's
we're
a
done,
Sunday
right?
evening.
Hey, we're done. We don't have any more.
Listen, he's really trying to steal our
Yeah,
stag.
he keeps on putting a bottle of bourbon in his pants. Yes, we are fucked up.
Hey, and I don't want to scare you guys, but I see pubes hanging off of this bottle.
Well, listen,
pubic hairs.
before-
I'm talking about pubic hairs.
before Jeff leaves, we're gonna have to make him drop trow.
Crispy. I know what I'm taking with me is the Weller 12, though. I'm going to save that bottle,
Jacob, what?
and I'm going to have a bourbon tasting at my house, and you guys are coming over, and we're going to finish that fucking bottle together.
Oh, that's not as
Can
bad
we
as I
please-
thought.
I would love to do bourbon tastings
good, we're
like
good.
at your guys' houses and shit. Like, because
I've
I
got
think
I've
it'd
got
be
a
great.
small collection. He's got a small collection.
yeah, I think it'd be cool.
He's got a massive collection over here.
It's too much.
So
But-
you're
but I
calling your
also-
collection small? Are you?
I am
I
calling
highly
my
doubt that.
collection large.
But I
Yeah,
also,
well,
my collection selection.
I've got more bourbon than the
It's,
four of us can even drink.
I also buy everything.
I get fucked up. I get into wine. I got
I've bought
300
some
bottles
of
of
I've
wine. I
bought
get a
some of
bourbon.
those
I got
too.
80
Yeah.
bottles of bourbon.
I would say between the three of us, and I don't know Tommy's collection, and I know you guys go in on a lot of stuff
Yeah, a
together.
lot. Some of
I
his
have,
collections
like-
but we probably have easily over 100 bottles, and I'm talking brands now, not just number of.
Oh,
bottles.
brands.
I mean,
I have, like 10,
I
I have 10
You
bottles.
saw
of
what I
wine.
had last night.
I'd say more like over 150.
45, 50.
Steve,
Yeah.
probably 150.
Yeah.
well, yeah.
And we've got
yeah.
some. Obviously,
Yeah.
we have overlap.
Right.
But
Yeah.
so
it's crazy.
earlier we were tasting the Eagle Rare. Excuse me. With the damn.
Uh-oh.
No, we had
The frog got
we
him.
had the. But no, it's funny because the Eagle Rare had so much orange to it, and I got that one that George Remus,
Yes.
the third blend that they tried that was full of orange. I mean,
George Remus?
George Remus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's my uncle, and he makes no. George Remus is a guy that makes bourbon.
everywhere.
I
But he
never,
ma-
I never heard of him.
Well, I have a George Remus. It's the third blend they
Tommy,
did.
just let him tell
and
the
it's-
fucking story.
Listen, it's full blown orange on the taste, and that's what I compare the Eagle Rare to because of the orange that I taste.
Yeah.
The George Remus is even more orangey, which is another word.
So far, that's been the only one that had anything with orange
Agree completely.
in it.
Everything else is caramel and vanilla.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's the front of the mic.
All right. So,
Okay.
this
so
was
with this single barrel
Thank you.
E.H. Taylor, because I don't feel like we've talked about the taste as much as the other bourbons.
No,
because
we've
we
just been-
got off on tangents.
Man, we've just been rambling. I keep looking around like, what is happening? I think we're drunk.
Is Shameless on tonight?
speak for yourself.
So yes, I get a lot of the caramel. I think part of the spiciness I get is actually the cinnamon jumping in there
Yes.
with it.
Yes.
I think that's what makes it a little overly
could be.
spicy.
Some people refer to it as cinnamon.
I have cinnamon on the breath right now. Cinnamon on the
Cinnamon
breath.
and nicotine.
Yeah.
Cinematine.
I do get oak. I'd say the biggest difference between the two for me is the spiciness.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yes.
I agree completely.
But again, just a different perspective. I like this a little bit more than the small batch because I feel like there's just a little more flavor.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly why I like it more. Is because there's
What?
It's this fucking guy.
I
Jacob,
brought
can
him
you
over to my
Can you
side,
rewind
baby.
to when he
I
said he
brought
liked
him over
the
to my-
fucking
I
small
brought him
batch?
over to my side.
I actually wanted advocates for how many times he switched on this.
Wait. No,
I
hold on.
like dick. I like pussy. I like pussy. I like dick.
Oh my God!
Oh, I'm sorry. That should be deleted.
So,
Sorry, Mom.
so
Wasn't
All
me.
right. After what you said in front of your mother and
now,
father
Jeff,
that night?
No, I said from the start that I like the single barrel more than the small
and
batch.
then
No,
you
you didn't.
switched to you actually
you didn't.
said small batch
You
right
said the
after
other way
Jeff said
around.
small batch, and then you switched to single barrel again.
I
then
think
you
he
went to
meant,
small
though,
batch
but he
again.
meant
I
single
misunderstood.
barrel.
I misunderstood. I do enjoy the single barrel more than the
Okay.
small batch. I do. That like
I love the single barrel.
Love it.
I love the small batch just a little bit more.
I think the reason.
I mean, please give me both at my bar.
yes,
I think single barrel adds just enough spiciness
Definitely more.
than the small batch.
Definitely more.
And that's why I do like it more. But I just love E.H. Taylor. E.H. Taylor was
Here, here.
always and will forever will be in my top 2 with Blantons.
Agreed completely.
And I don't think that's ever going to change.
Love E.H. Taylor.
Unless I try Pappy Van Winkle and I fall in love with
Ah.
it. But I haven't tasted another bourbon yet that I've liked more than E.H. Taylor and Blantons.
Here.
Like,
I love
I'm kind
E.H.
of
Taylor.
tied. But that small that
I wish I could get this more often. But I agree with you, Tommy. I love E.H. Taylor. And-
the single barrel it just adds more flavor to the small batch.
I think it adds spiciness.
Yes.
And I think the reason I like the small batch more is because I think it's actually.
Yeah, can you give me a bottle?
Jeff, what do you think? I think I like the small batch more because I think it's a more well-rounded flavor.
Yeah, it's not quite as spicy as the single barrel.
Yeah.
I mean, they're very close.
They're
But
very
it-
close.
But immediately when I tasted the single barrel, was the spiciness jumped out at me.
Yeah.
Now, if I had 2, 3, 4 sips of that afterwards, I would go, "Oh shit, it's delicious."
What I could drink
But-
I can drink the small batch easier. Like it's like
It's
easier
a
to
little,
drink.
it's a little bit softer.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
a little softer,
Yeah.
but that's not what I'm going for. That's why I like the single barrel better. I'm gonna stick with that. I won't keep changing my.
Again,
I'm saying,
all right,
I promise.
I like small batch. I like single barrel. I like small batch. But seriously, it's 1A, 1B. I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking about all these Buffalo Trace products that are absolutely fantastic. And anybody watching the podcast right now and thinking, what am I going to do? I mean, buy that one, buy that one, buy that one. I mean, if you find it, buy
Buy
it.
'em all.
Actually, you should buy
So I
Buy
know
'em
all of them.
Buy them all.
from that end down, I mean, the antique's a little easier to get. Hancock, you're not going to ever find
First
Hancock.
of all,
But
if
buy
you-
Buffalo Trace and buy Eagle Rare when you see it.
Yeah.
And don't even look back. Buy as many as they'll let you buy.
And if you can, become friends with Bean. But I'm already
Too many friends.
right. I was just going to
too
say,
many friends.
I'm already encouraging Bean to cut off his friend list right now.
Yeah.
Just cut it off. No more friends.
I feel like Bean's the equivalent of like Bill W. in AA.
Bean, are you on Facebook? Get off it. We don't want anybody.
We need you off the
moving
grid.
in on us. Yeah.
Before we jump into the Stagg, even though I don't have to piss that bad, I'm going to go ahead. Hey, easy now. Easy. Look at him. No,
Steve,
him. I'm going to piss him when I have to go that bad because I don't want to interrupt this.
Okay.
All right,
Since
well,
I've been,
I'll save it for you.
I was flip flopping a lot between the two E.H. Taylors. I'm aware of that, but I'm going with what I wrote down. And what I wrote down was I rated.
Let me see this real quick. Tommy, stop fucking talking about E.H. Taylor already. You've done this 80 times.
I don't care. I'm still talking. I actually rated the single barrel an 11. Is that allowed?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm doing it.
You're going against the rules.
All right.
All right. Now
Fif-
listen.
15
I've
it is.
accepted the fact that you've sat across from me all night with a skull cap on.
It's not a skull.
It's a fucking backwards hat, but yeah, I get it. That's a good point.
I keep looking at you. I'm like, does he have a skull cap on?
It's because my head is so round. When I was a kid, they called me Tommy Roundhead or Buckeye Head. That was my nickname when I was a kid. Was Buckeye
Really?
Head? Yeah. They said I had a round head.
I think your head's lovely.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Animal House.
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Oh, I'm ready for it.
So
I actually
I don't want
can't
to.
wait
I
to
don't
taste
want to
this.
try it
I'll wait
until
till he
Dave comes back.
No, yeah.
But so I think I might just drink right out of the single barrel bottle.
I mean,
Do it.
I can't
Do
thank
it.
can't thank Bean enough for what he brought to the table tonight. I mean, we had a good tasting, but what he brought made it a great tasting.
Bean, you made.
I mean, he brought the Herbie Hancock.
He made this.
He
tasting.
brought the Stagg Junior. He brought the Taylor single barrel. I mean,
God, is that good?
Did you just drink it out of the bottle?
I did.
I looked away at the wrong time.
fucker.
So, I mean, I couldn't help myself.
So Dave, I was just saying. I mean, we had a great tasting tonight, but without Bean bringing what he brought, we had a good tasting that became great because of Bean.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
So-
there is no doubt.
Bean, brother, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
That's all I got is thank you.
Simple and to the point.
Stagg Junior.
All right, I'm gonna find Stagg Junior's mother and marry her.
Let's. Can we talk about Stagg a little bit? You got any
Oh,
information
we're-
on Stagg?
I do.
Yeah, I do. I do want.
Yeah,
I
I
want
do.
Steve to talk about it.
Hey, Tommy, I don't. I got nothing except fuck is that delicious.
Except for it was in your pants.
Fuck is that delicious. Yeah, there's a little pube on the side here.
So Steve, what's the proof on this?
128.
What?
Steve, tell me the proof.
You know what it tastes like?
It's
90.
a big boy brew.
It's a big boy.
Big boy. We finished with the big boy.
I'm just gonna shut up.
Hello, Stagg.
All right, what do you got on there? What do you got on those notes there, Steve?
It's barrel
it's-
proof,
it's
128.
Uncut, unfiltered.
128 proof.
They created it in 2002.
Okay.
Okay.
So it doesn't have an age.
So that's the regular Stagg. That's not the Stagg.
Oh, that's not the junior. Oh God.
The whole time I'm saying it's Junior.
Me love
It's
you
not
long
junior.
time.
No.
That's junior.
that is
but
junior.
That's the regular tasting.
Yeah, I'm looking down here.
Oh dear Lord, is it delicious?
I don't want to taste it yet until Steve's done reading.
Oh, it's so
I can't
delicious.
do it. I don't want to taste it yet.
That's the
I just want to
regular.
devour it.
Didn't
How many?
start
Did
until
you
13.
did you
Gotcha.
drink it yet?
Yeah,
2013.
yeah.
2013,
Yeah,
they started doing the Stagg
Tommy.
Junior?
2002 was
Do it.
Stagg, just regular Stagg.
Okay. That's when they started bottling. Stagg Junior was 2013.
Yes.
Okay.
So it is age. There's no age on the bottle, but it is somewhere between 7 and 10 years.
Okay.
It's lasts about as long as my marriage is.
Here's another really cool thing. No two batches are the same proof.
Oh,
What?
Yeah. How cool is that?
That's so cool.
So what we're having right here,
is one of a kind.
13.
right?
Yeah, it's batch 13, right?
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah.
Unlucky 13. We better drink it all.
I love the number 13. I love the number 13.
Have you guys tried it yet? Because I haven't.
I
I
haven't
have,
tasted it yet
and I got like the flavor I got from tasting it was like no other. I've never tasted the taste I just got from drinking this bourbon. I've never had anything that I can compare it to.
What's the first thing that came to your mind?
I got cherry on the
Awesomeness.
nose massive.
I got that. What I got was like a vanilla cherry mix. Like I got a high cherry vanilla taste, and I've never had
Wow.
that taste before.
Is that a big boy bourbon or what?
Yeah, and
My
it's
God.
for its proof. It does not burn for its
No.
proof.
So
128, right?
I agree with you with
yeah,
the vanilla.
128.
Don't taste it.
I definitely agree with you with the vanilla for sure. I don't know what it is on the back end that I get.
I get cherry.
Do you?
That's what it is for me. It's absolutely cherry. I get it on the nose as well.
I smell chocolate, but I know it's not in there. But I smell.
No, it's in there. Dark chocolate.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I get the finish is cherry for me. The nose is cherry. This is phenomenal for its fucking proof. It is insanely smooth.
Yes.
Agree completely.
Insanely
And I
smooth.
taste chocolate-covered cherries.
Yeah. Yeah, I get cherry all day, and supposedly all bourbon is supposed to have some cherry to it. I never
Damn
really
it.
get it. I definitely get it in this.
I got another chug going.
Yeah, I think I gotta do number one.
I'm gonna excuse me.
I know I
God
just tried.
damn,
All right,
that's
so
delicious.
I'm going to compare this to another bourbon.
Cherry and brown sugar.
Wow.
So much flavor.
Bean.
And
Bean.
we've talked about this before.
I cannot thank you enough, Bean.
You drank that?
Jacob, you need to try this.
What's that?
Holy
Yeah, but I'm saying you drank
shit,
the
is
single
that
barrel that quick?
fantastic.
Holy shit.
Okay.
I mean,
So
that's,
I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here for a second.
Go
bear
for it,
bear
man.
with me.
And let
I
it-
won't interrupt. I won't interrupt.
Are you sure?
I promise I won't.
Bear with me.
Unplug my mic.
So my belief is the higher proof bourbons have more flavor.
Fuck.
And the reason is because when they're when they're bottling, they're not adding as much water to dilute.
correct.
So you get more of the flavor of the oak barrel, but it comes with a price, right? It costs more
Right.
usually, and obviously with the higher proof, it's going to have a little bit of burn. But this doesn't really have the burn
No.
at almost 130 proof.
No, it's
And I would compare it, and it's better, but I would compare it to the Old Forester's
I
1920.
was going to say the same thing. It is
Okay.
definitely better, though.
Yeah.
It's
but I
fantastic.
like
Good
the-
comparison.
I like the chocolate on the end.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
chocolate and
I
cherry.
get chocolate too.
I get
Yeah,
brown
which, I mean, I
sugar.
fucking love the chocolate finish.
It's very complex.
Seriously.
Yes. I mean, it's just like it is
Wow.
the Christmas gift in the morning. It just keeps on giving.
Right.
It's like
It's
That
it's the
well said, Steve.
It's
Well
the
said.
bicycle already assembled under the tree with a bow on
yeah,
it.
because someone that shit's a pain in the ass.
Fuck a bike. This is a PlayStation 5.
God is that good.
Fuck a bike.
Let me just say it again, Bean.
Are you
Can't-
still?
Well
Can't
done.
Are you
thank
still
you
going
enough.
with your? Do you still have more to say about your? Do you still
Can't-
no,
got a
no,
tangent?
no.
No.
Hey, real
No, but
quick, I do.
seriously, Can't thank Bean enough
No.
for having this because
Yeah.
we wouldn't have it without him.
No.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this too. 40 or $50 MSRP? 50 MSRP?
Are you shitting me?
But we paid $150 for it. I'd pay $150 again.
I'd pay $200 for that bottle.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do laundry after this bourbon.
What is that?
Made a little mess. Made a little mess, Tommy boy.
Yeah,
Make
No,
sure
that's
you
fucking
throw in
good.
the skull cap.
Hey, what's more?
I do. I really do. Thank you.
Oh man.
I mean, that is outrageously good.
I still have some.
Chocolate and cherry. Wow.
It's
I
the
mean,
first time I've really gotten cherry like pretty predominant on a bourbon.
which is interesting because most of the other products that we've tasted, we all say vanilla and caramel,
Yeah.
but the chocolate and the cherry on this stands out.
Yeah.
But it's still got that buttery,
Yeah.
like they all have.
The mouthfeel is fantastic.
Yeah,
This threw a wrench into things for me.
Yeah.
For sure.
Me too.
yeah, yeah.
I
have
expected it to be
agree.
good. I didn't expect it to be as good as it is.
Same here.
And what a pleasant surprise!
What a
Because
pleasant
of course
surprise.
you think, well, it's such a hard find, so you put it on a pedestal.
Yeah.
You think it's not going to be that good.
Yeah.
It's that good.
It's that good.
Yeah, I really didn't even have it on a pedestal. I had been telling people that me and you overpaid for it, and I do not think we did. I do not. I think we probably overpaid for the single barrel a little bit.
Yes.
I do not think we overpaid for the Stagg.
What'd you pay for the single barrel?
It's $150 as well.
All right.
Okay, maybe. What did you pay for the Stagg?
$150.
So on a side note, Gary actually said that the Stagg Junior's MSRP should be $90.
What is the MSRP on Stagg Junior?
50.
50?
I told you I'd
Are
buy
you
that.
serious?
I'd buy the Stagg from you.
No.
This is you know what I
Can I move in with you?
You know what I really enjoy about the Buffalo Trace bourbons are they're all relatively
That is okay.
lower priced than
But
what
that-
I
Perfect.
But that
think
is
they
staying
should
on the
be.
shelf.
Understood.
So if you ever go there,
I love you, brother.
and you
I
take
do.
the tour,
but-
I can't wait to do it.
they talk about that.
Understood completely.
And I love this about Buffalo Trace. Now, do they have the best tour? No. Is it a really good tour?
That's good.
It's great.
Watching the bottling process
Yes.
is maybe the best.
Yeah.
But I can't say that because that's the only one I've ever seen.
Well, I mean, the tasting.
They put the label on by
the
hand.
tasting is disappointing at the end.
Yeah,
But-
because you're not getting Blantons and
But what is really cool about it is they have a theory, not a theory, a philosophy of we want to keep our bourbons reasonably priced. Now, of course,
Right.
it's easy for them to
yeah,
say that.
on the primary market.
right.
Right.
Because they got Pappies going for $15,000, 23-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy.
Actually, I wanted. First of all, I want to know what you think, Jacob, of the Stagg Jr.
Everything you guys said. I got the chocolate covered cherries.
Chocolate covered cherry.
That was the first thing I tasted.
You
Good.
think it's nice,
Good.
smooth?
But then, yeah, and then through the finish, it was just chocolate.
Yeah.
Straight chocolate.
Pam hated it. Yeah, I was watching her face while you were talking. I was like, "Oh, she hates it."
Hey. Hey. Perfect. She won't drink it.
Thank the heavens.
Now I want to tell you, I want to give you another Bean story, and we can't actually correlate these together for sure, but it's a weird coincidence. So, Bean was like, we need to start being able to get more of these bourbons, and the state was not letting us order them still, and so he emailed the president and CEO of Buffalo Trace,
Oh wow.
and he responded and said,
You're shitting me.
no. He responded and said, hey, you know what? We'll definitely look into why you guys aren't getting it. He was like, but let me put you, link you up with our Ohio rep. So he CC'd the Ohio
Yeah.
rep, and then the Ohio rep talked to him. And he goes, you guys should be getting stuff. He said, your bourbon sales are way up. He's like, you should be getting stuff. So now, all of a sudden, the state no longer decides
They don't.
what we get allocated. You request it, and then the distillery themselves decide whether or not
Ah.
you can get that product.
Well, isn't that
Wow.
interesting?
And now we can't say for sure that Bean's email is what caused that to happen, but it's a weird coincidence.
Yeah.
It's
All hail
it's-
Bean.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it a coincidence. I really don't. I think the proof is in the pudding right there. Good job.
Yeah. So we
Pudding.
may be
Pudding.
able to get.
All hail Bean.
We may be. I'll go into that
What's that?
further a little
So-
bit.
Set in your teeth.
I got one
Pudding.
thing to say before you finish. I got one thing to say. So last week or the week before last, when the Blantons came in,
Yeah.
and I believe that Bean said we didn't know it was coming. Supposedly, the St. Clairsville store was getting that, and it suddenly showed up at Wintersville.
Oh.
So I don't know if that was a mistake.
Or if that was also Buffalo Trace being
But,
like, hey, these
you
guys
know,
need some shit.
Bean might have pulled some strings, but we got
Just keep
some,
doing what you're doing,
We
Bean.
got some
Just
Blantons
keep
that
doing
St.
what you're
Clairsville
doing.
didn't get.
Yeah.
So, to my friends in St. Clairsville, sorry for your luck.
Sorry, not sorry.
But
Ah.
but I had to throw that out there because that's really cool. I'll go a little.
Super cool.
I'll go a little bit more into that off air because I don't want to throw some information out. But yeah, really cool, and we'll see how this plays out. I'm gonna have to start emailing some distilleries as being like, hey, we need this.
So I strongly encourage anyone to do the Buffalo Trace tour.
Strongly.
It's free,
yeah.
and what's
Free?
cool? Yeah, it's free. So
Interesting.
most tours there aren't. Just to give you an example,
I
like
figure I would assume they weren't.
right. So Woodford Reserve it's $20. Now,
That's it though. I didn't realize that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. So Buffalo Trace is free, and you get the tasting at the end. Now the tasting is the disappointment, but you understand why it's free when you do the tasting because it's little plastic cups,
Okay.
shot glasses. When you go to Woodford, you get chocolate, a wheel to show the color of the bourbon and what chocolate's supposed to go with it, and you get heavy pours. But at Buffalo Trace, you get, I believe, Eagle Rare. They make a vodka
Yeah, you get the white. Yeah.
and the bourbon cream and one other.
So you're not getting any of the good stuff,
Yeah.
basically.
Was it Wheatley or was it?
Yeah.
Platinum 7X. Just curious.
The Wheatley vodka.
Yeah, Wheatley. Yeah. So that's the only. I don't even want to say downside. I mean, it's just.
Why do you think they do that?
I don't know. I think because it's a free tour, so they figure, well, we're not gonna, we're not gonna put the good stuff
Well,
out.
then just charge, because I was automatically assuming it cost a lot of money, and it
But-
doesn't.
And here's the coolest thing about it, though, is so they take you through the Blantons bottling.
Yeah, it's
Really?
so cool.
Awesome.
So cool.
I sent Dave a text. So he sent me a text about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, week ago. And it was an amazing lineup. And when we were in the bottling room, they have this glass case with all these rare Blantons. I took a photo of it, of course, and of the Pappies. And I sent it to him, and he was like, "Where the fuck are you? Are you kidding me?"
I was breaking quarantine without a doubt.
And
I was like, "Oh, you have this lineup? Well, let me show you mine."
Yeah, I thought you were really at a bar that had all those. And I was like, I'm on my fucking way and I'm looking at everybody's face.
Wait, and where were you?
So I mean, I was at home, but I just showed him the photo because
Right.
the photo
Oh,
looks like.
okay. All right, I got
So
you.
the photo looks like I could have been at home.
Oh, okay, I got you. I get
it's-
what you're saying. Though.
Yeah.
What I like about Blanton's just as much as like the taste and everything like that, it actually also is, and it's by chance. It's not because it's not a reason why it's one of my favorite bourbons, but their bottle is
So cool.
is the best.
It is.
It just
Yeah.
is the best.
That's why these two
Off
guys
the
can't get
charts.
rid of them.
Off
yeah,
the charts.
Yeah, it's
You saw my text today.
I did. Yeah, and I mean
We
I
went in the garage last night.
exactly, and there's
Shed
just
a few tears.
it's just beautiful. Like the way they do, like I love the fact that they made it like a globe, and the whole thing they
Yeah.
do with the horsies and stuff. Like it's
Yeah,
just
if you get
cool.
online, you
like,
can see where some people have made like chandeliers
like
out of
and
them.
it just baffles me from the bottling alone that it's the price that it is.
I know.
Like
so all right, so we've had all these.
mm-hmm.
Is there something you want to taste again
Oh Jesus.
to see if
Stagg.
Oh,
maybe
Stagg.
Already
Still
doing
drinking
it.
Stagg.
I went and got extra fucking Glencairns.
Look at you. He's got 3 Glencairns in front of him. What's
Oh
wrong with
my
you?
God. Do you have three different bourbons in there, sir?
But here's my point. We all loved. I mean, Stagg is awesome.
Yep. I rated it
Chocolate
a
covered
12.
cherries. So, do you want to taste the Blantons now after that?
That's exactly
It's
what
a
I did.
great
That's what
idea.
I think
That's
is.
exactly
All right.
great idea.
Okay, let's do it.
I gotta finish this, and I will.
Do you-
Well, actually, let me pour. I need to pour this out. This is like
There's
this
your
is
bowl
Buffalo
right there.
Trace freaking water.
My mother.
I have no idea what this is from that you guys are doing.
Why are they whispering? What's wrong with them?
What's that comedian's
Why
name?
are they
that whispers?
whispering? Jim
So,
Gaffigan.
I gotta be honest with you.
Jim Gaffigan's in the house.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm so confused on what to do with my rankings.
Yeah.
Dude, I have no
Like,
clue.
It'll
No
make
clue.
it much
Like
easier.
I also tasted the 12 again, and I'm like, now I think I want to put the 12 somewhere completely different than I had it before.
Well,
I'm
Yeah.
sweating.
here's the thing.
I'm sweating.
Now, don't listen. Don't do it 1 through 10. Do it from a star perspective. The highest ranking is a 10. You can do points. I got 9 5s. I got 9s. I
Jesus
got
Christ.
8.5s.
I-
Just do it, Jeff.
no, but
It's too much for
Honestly,
me. I'm already confused.
all of these. I mean, nothing's getting anything below an 8.5.
Right.
I have 2 ranked at 7.5, but I think I need to
I agree
adjust.
completely. I see. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to adjust.
So just
this.
do it, damn it.
Okay. Bitch.
Pick up the pen.
Bitch. Pick up the pen and write. It puts the lotion on.
It
Alright,
puts
I'm-
the lotion-
Fuck.
I'm taking my first piss break. First.
All right.
Just like after great sex.
Dave's had 3. This will be 1 for you, Jeff and I. And of course, we have old bladders.
No, I pissed on the floor.
Good thing this is the last podcast in the studio. I'm not even gonna clean it up.
Let your mom deal with it. All right. So you're saying I should go for the Blantons? Is that right?
Well, I think you should try it after the Stag.
I completely agree.
Because
Okay.
I'm
I
really
definitely
curious to see what you guys think after.
I absolutely had to because I'm like,
Because I'm going to put the Stag in my pants and take it home with me.
I mean, I'm still trying
no,
to get
you're
past-
dropping trout before
I might
you
get
leave.
killed.
I would say I'd sick the dogs on you, but they would just lick you a lot.
But I like being licked.
I'm still trying to get past the fact that he's got 3 Glen Cairns in front of him.
I had to do the side
he's
by
a
side comparisons.
Listen, he's a bourbon slut. Look at him.
Slut.
The other one I got. So I got Stagg, Junior, Blantons, and the 12, the Weller 12.
Jesus, you whore.
I had to
Wait.
try it.
Maybe I should take the lid off before I have a drink.
I'm really glad I did the side by side or the doing the Blantons again. I'm really glad I did that.
After the Stag?
Yes. Yeah, I'm really glad I did
Because I'm
that.
curious to see what you have to say about that.
Yeah. And I have a feeling people are going to disagree with me, to be honest.
Easy now, Tiger.
I don't know why that's my favorite
Hey.
thing. I really want to do a shirt of that.
Push the Stag over here. I poured it in my Yeti.
You just look back, it's actually, there's none in there. Like, what the fuck just happened?
What happened to the Stag? It's gone.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's empty.
Wait, are you talking about the Blantons?
Yes.
Tasting it again?
There's a reason why it is my all-time favorite bourbon, and this just backs it up. So, having the Stag now, clearly 30 more proof, roughly.
Roughly.
What are we drinking right
the
now? By the way,
Blanton stands up against it like no other.
Yeah.
At 90-some proof.
Yeah,
What's the
93 proof.
what's the MSRP on the Stag?
The MSRP is around 50.
If you can get it.
I would doubt if you ever found it for MSRP.
Secondary market is what? 250?
We got it for 150.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would honestly say that is fucking worth it.
I would pay that,
I would pay that in a
and
heartbeat.
I would pay a premium to the ambassador that got it for me.
Yeah.
Which means
Yes.
which means that I also now have to say that I would also pay 150 for Blantons though, if I couldn't get it at the price I had.
Yeah. I actually would bump that price, like, because I
Wow.
did. I think I said
That's pretty good.
125.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Now that I would say that I'd pay 150 for Stag, I agree with Dave that
That's a good point.
Blantons, if I couldn't get it,
Yeah.
probably would pay 150
That's a good point.
I mean it's the fact that I have to do what I do to get it.
Well, taste it again too before you go too hard. in
Do
the
what
paint.
you do,
Okay.
baby.
That I'm just saying I'd probably pay 150 for Blantons too. I think like based off of like it's really hard to get. It's just hard to get.
And I'll be honest with you, I don't disagree. Now,
I'm going 100 for Blantons. That's it. That's my max.
100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you
but
try it again?
he says that, but if we got really,
Did you try the Blantons again?
But I
I
have
need Blantons again, by the way.
4 or 5 in
Can
a
I
hole.
get
Right.
Blantons, guys?
Yeah.
no,
You know what? I'm standing. I'm
hey.
standing up to you.
Tommy, guess what you can't have?
I'm saying yes.
You can't have this. Nah, 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 nah.
Fuck you guys.
Jacob's like, God, these guys are idiots.
Jacob hates me, by the way.
my mother and
Your
your
mother were out.
Mm.
Meh, meh.
doobie doobie doo.
Dooby dooby doo. Tell me, Jacob, do you hate me? No. Okay.
Sort of.
I don't
Sort
think
of.
it's possible. I don't think a human being can hate you.
No.
Really?
Yeah,
No, I don't think so either, Tommy.
you're so likable.
guys.
Are you kidding
You're a
me?
likable guy.
I am. If I wasn't such a sketchy human being, I could run for office. But
Yeah.
that ain't happening.
No, you're way too sketchy for that.
Yeah, no. They go into my past. Nope.
Skeletons.
He's a pedophile.
Yeah, bunches. Oh, Jesus. No.
Go ahead.
I got skeletons, but not pedophilia.
Not that one.
Fuck, man.
Go ahead. Try to deny it. Try to deny it.
He's a necrophiliac.
What is necrophilia?
It's
Fuck
you're
dead
having
people.
sex with dead
Corpses.
people.
Oh, I mean, it
Would you rather be a
depends.
pedophile? Depends.
No,
Well,
I'm
you're pulling
kidding.
the pants
I am
down.
joking. I don't even know what to say after I said that.
Oh my God, we've gone downhill. So those of you that are still watching,
I mean, if it was a hot summer day,
finish the
Never know.
watching and tune in later for the rest.
That would cool you
because
down quick.
This is going downhill fast. All I want to say to you is, all the Buffalo Trace products are fantastic. Buy them when you see them.
Yep.
Buy them when you can, and
I mean, you sound
Thank
like
you for tuning in.
No, you sound like you're trying to sign off. We haven't even ranked anything yet.
well, we're talking about fucking pedophiles and
Well,
It's
yeah,
okay.
I-
it's okay.
He
It,
did
it
the right
is
thing.
okay,
He
but
did the-
we
he-
could say
he was-
pedophile one or two times less.
He was changing. He was changing the subject, and it was good.
So it's okay that we mushroomed into necrophiliacs.
Well, yeah, necrophiliacs is completely okay.
Okay, all right.
all right. So I,
No issue whatsoever for me. I mean, not that I partake. I just don't have a problem with the verbiage.
I think I'm just a philiac. Like, there's no word before it. I'm just a philiac. Like
That sounds like you just like to feel things.
I just do everything. Yeah.
oh my God.
We have reached a whole new level.
a
Yeah.
whole new level. Having a couple extra stags probably wasn't.
No,
good
it
for
was
the
not a good idea.
I
I just
might have
can't.
not been the best idea.
I can't wait to see what people
some more
think of
facts.
me after this
Wait, one
podcast,
sec. I mean,
because I think their opinions will change.
so
Giggling from the.
So I did Blanton's right after the Stag, and it holds its own. It really does.
After the Stag,
Yes.
it holds its own.
Yes.
Because I'm about to take a sip.
Yes.
Okay,
Now wait. What do you have there?
Blanton's.
Okay.
Blanton's
I'm anxious.
neat.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm anxious to see what you think
Okay.
because I really feel like it holds its own. I don't know if
It
it's just,
so does. It even holds its own against the E.H. Taylors.
absolutely. I agree.
I hate to say this. If we were doing 1 to 1, how many bottles we got? 9.
9.
If we were doing 1 to 9,
we don't need it. We don't need to talk about
What do you
it.
think?
it just,
You think Bland's is one?
yeah.
Really?
After taking that sip, after having the
All right.
Stag,
All right. Wait. Now
I
have.
just do because
wait,
the Stag
no.
just.
No, listen. Now I want you to have a Stag.
Okay, I need another glass.
That's.
Oh,
What we're going on.
is this Stag?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now
All
I'll
right, I
taste
had
the
the
Stag.
Blanton's.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Steve.
That was my favorite way I've ever seen anybody ask for another pour.
I'm going with Blanton's mainly.
No, but you're having a Stag now, right?
I just took a sip of Stag.
Okay.
I'm going with Blanton's mainly because the aftertaste and the burn was more on the Stag. The Blanton's, I can fucking drink that like I'm fucking LeBron James drinking Gatorade during like halftime at a basketball game.
Bland's or Stag?
Where the fuck
Blanton's.
did this
Oh,
come
Bland. Okay.
I'd put Blanton's in a squirt water bottle and just drink it.
Well, this is getting
Like
interesting.
I'd pay for somebody to be my water boy and just walk up to me and squirt Blanton's in my mouth. I can't say that about the other bourbons.
We need to make that video.
Yeah.
We
Seriously.
For sure. That
Yeah,
has to
squirt,
be on
squirt.
social media. People are going to kill us.
I can't do that with
you
the
see
other
what they're
8
doing with
guys. I
Blanton's?
just can't. I'm just saying Blanton's
How
is
much
still.
Blantons do they have that they're doing
It's the
that?
bomb.
I'll go when we start talking about rankings and shit. I'll go first because I'm gonna say something
Good.
that is
You
part
should.
of. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's my duty is to go first. But I'm just saying, Blanton's is still my one, man. It's my uno. It's my numero uno.
I gotta
it's
say,
my
this
ride
was
or die chick.
The hardest ranking I've ever done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard,
The
but
hardest.
but
And I did
Blanton's it passed the test.
I
this
did-
this was the ultimate Blanton's test,
Yeah.
and Blanton's won for me.
Let me see
Agreed.
that Stag.
My God, is that good?
Yeah. I did I did the 10 like you wanted.
Hey, do you have an extra?
God, I gotta quit smoking cigarettes.
No.
I did the 10 rankings, like 1 to 10, like you wanted, but I have to reference that I did that specifically with these bourbons. Like these bourbons.
But you didn't do it like, so 1 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but what I did both, but I did them specifically for this. Like, my lower ranking for Eagle Rare, if we compared it to other bourbons, would probably have a higher ranking out of 10, I feel like.
Right.
Right. Which is why I think I like ranking it this way, because if I give, like, for instance, I gave Eagle Rare an 8.
Well,
An 8 out of 10, which is a great score.
Yeah.
But it's not as good as most of these other bourbons that we've had.
what an easy thing to do here with this ranking system that you came up with is you can still talk about them in order
Yes.
of 9 to 1.
Right.
But you don't have to say this is my first.
Right.
But you can like if you have 4 10s,
Yeah.
okay, you're probably gonna talk about your favorite first,
Yes.
logically, like it without even thinking. You're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna talk about this first. This is my favorite one.
And any way you cut it, you still cannot have an 11.
No, I crossed them out and changed them. I did. I actually, Steve, I had a 12. I rated Stagg as a 12, and then I have 3. Actually, I crossed out all of them and re-ranked them.
You know, that's
But,
funny because I have Stagg as a 12 too. I
you?
do. It's on my notepad. I got.
I
12.
had 2 11s as well.
Guys, I don't think you guys understand how 1 through 10 works.
No.
Well, you know, it's sort of like women.
Oh, here we go.
God, Jesus.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
I want to hear this actually.
Easy now, Tiger.
You can have a 6. You can have a 7. You have an 8. You have a 9. But if you have a 12, she fucking blew your mind,
Yeah, man. Yeah, she did.
right?
Yep.
Jennifer Aniston.
Well, yeah, with her
Fucking
nipples.
13.
Oh, here we go.
man.
Here we go.
Here we go.
13.
I'm just saying.
Pandora's box.
Oh man! All right,
There
let's get to these rankings.
There are some women that are going to be,
Because
Higher than
if we
tens.
get Dave, if we get any drunker,
and you know,
it's gonna get ugly.
it's gonna. I mean, it's already.
it's-
why are you
gonna get
interrupting me? When I'm
borderline.
talking? I'm trying to talk about my 13 women.
I just
My 13s, women that are 13s. Well, there's only one. Okay, there's 2. All right,
Jennifer
there's 7.
Aniston and who?
All right, just 7.
Jennifer Aniston and who?
That was it. That was
All right, let's get to these rankings.
What the hell is it?
I don't know.
Tommy?
Okay, I'm going first.
Yes,
All right.
because
So-
they're gonna talk regardless.
That's good. My favorite month is
Come
April.
on, man. I'm not trying to talk a lot. I don't mean to, but you got me on a show
Hey,
that
it's a
that-
podcast.
Yeah, you told me to talk, so I'm talking. You told me to drink, so I'm drinking. This is what happens when I drink and talk.
So where do we land on the rankings?
Okay. So, you just want me to go 1 through 9 and give my ranking? Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah. Start with your number 1.
Oh, I'm doing 1 through 10. We're not rating them. We're ranking them.
You can do both, but we still need to know what your number 1 for the tasting is.
All right. Number 1 of my tasting. I gotta say Stagg because it's the only one I wrote 12 on, and I drank it twice.
There.
He was just screaming about it being Blanton's 2 minutes ago.
Oh, I know, but I'm looking at my notes now. I'm going based off my notes.
Okay.
I'm going
Okay.
based off my notes.
So Stagg.
Not.
That's fine. Stagg.
I'll go Stagg, then I'll go Blantons.
Okay.
Like an easy first. Like if
Well
I could
played.
tie first.
Yeah.
If I could tie first, it would be Blantons and Stagg. But that Stagg, I think mentally, it just because I know I never had it,
Right.
and it's like super rare, and like what,
same here.
what we did, like well not we, but what you guys did to get it, and Bean, like
what Bean did to get it.
well, okay, yeah, what
Yeah.
Bean did to get it. That's why I'm making it number 1 because you know I'm a true supporter of E for effort and Bean gave effort on this fucking Stagg. I'm giving it the number 1, man.
All right.
Okay.
Blantons I drink every day, so it's really hard to
Every
decide. So I'm
How
going with
how much Blantons do you have at home?
just a bottle.
But he drinks it every day.
Skull cap.
Whore.
Well, I don't drink. I don't drink it every day, but it's my go-to bourbon. Like I
You
drink
said
it.
You drink it every day.
Well, anytime I want bourbon, I
You
don't
said
drink
you like
bourbon.
the small batch better than a single barrel.
All right.
Then you.
You know what?
We're gonna have to separate you two.
All right, I'm moving on. I'm moving on.
You
to
better
my,
move
All right,
on.
go.
'cause
Go,
You're,
go.
you're
I'm-
about to be out the
Go,
front door.
Tommy.
I'm moving on to my rankings so I can stay on the show. All right, Stagg number 1, Blanton's number 2. I am going with E.H. Taylor Single Barrel as my 3.
Love
nice.
it. Love it.
Nice play.
Love
and I'm
it.
going with Small Batch as my 4.
Love it.
Yeah, it's hard to argue that.
Yeah. And I'm going with the Weller 12 as my 5, which I just I just feel like it's so hot. Like it should be one of the better bourbons, but it's because it's going up against
Right.
Right.
what my
Right.
taste buds
Right.
already love.
Right.
Here,
My
here.
brain already loves Blantons and E.H. Taylor.
And just so many great bourbons
Yeah.
on this
Yeah.
fucking table.
Yeah.
It's
So-
insane.
Yeah, and I accidentally wrote oh no I didn't. That's 9.5. Never mind. Okay, after the Weller 12, I'm going with Hancock. Hancock was my 1 riding into the Wellers.
Herbie.
You know, I actually
But-
I agree.
But Hancock beat out Weller 107 for me. It just did.
Oh,
I-
did it?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What,
All right.
107's right after Hancock. And I chose Hancock over 107 because of the fruity smell. I love the fruity smell. I love the smell of
It's like
fruitiness.
when
I
get
You
just,
also,
down
and
in that
just a
crotch.
side note, you also love fruity pebbles.
I fucking love fruity pebbles and cocoa pebbles. And I was able to notice that, and you nobody else really said anything, but I actually did. I promise you, I wasn't cheating, but I noticed the bitterness of Hancock on my bitter taste buds. When I was a kid, I did a science fair project on taste buds, and I know where all the taste buds lie on your tongue.
Jesus Christ.
And I know that the bitter taste buds are on the back of my tongue, and Hancock made me feel those.
Nice.
Yeah, and then honestly, because I like Eagle Rare, I like it, but unfortunately, it was at the bottom of this list, and I don't drink it a lot, so it was my 8, and Buffalo Trace was my 9, just because I'm sorry, but little versus big,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think you can call this a big boy bourbon. I just
No.
don't think you can.
No,
Yeah.
you can't.
It's
Well,
a
you
great.
can't call Eagle Rare a big boy bourbon either.
All right, fair enough.
It's a 100
But-
or above.
and that's fine. But what I'm saying is like
It is the biggest bottle.
it is the biggest bottle,
Which
and
makes
it's
it a big
great,
boy
and
bourbon.
Why did I do that?
and it's a constant buttery smell and taste for me, but it just doesn't do it for me. I don't really want to be drinking butter. I'd rather be drinking spices and caramel and vanilla.
Ooh, baby.
And that's
I like
where I
where
get
you
with
went
these
Wow.
big boys.
I like where you
So
went at
really
the end
good.
there.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the lineup. I like it a lot.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks everybody.
All right, Jeff.
All right, he's off. No, he's out.
All right, so Tommy's out. So
I'm moving away.
based on my description and Tommy's, depends on who shows up next podcast.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But we we always start with our number 1 though. We always do. We're gonna change that.
No.
All right, so
I think it's just confusing.
I did like a 1 to 10.
I feel like this is gonna take a while.
It's okay. It's okay if it does. It's okay.
Why don't you go ahead and take a nap?
All right. So what was your?
Jeff, you just do you, man.
So
Go
the
ahead.
first thing I want to say is, what a fucking awesome tasting we had tonight. Because everything we had was good. And anybody out there that watches this, I don't want you to take our ranking in any way as being negative. I want you to take it as positive.
Yeah, because there's not a
And
negative bourbon on this table.
Any of these bourbons that you can find,
Yeah, they're all great.
buy them.
They're all great.
It's
We're
my
just-
fucking turn to talk. Shut the fuck up. So, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I did a kind of a 1 to 10 thing. And the Buffalo Trace I had is an 8. Eagle Rare is an 8.5. Hancock is a 9. Maybe a 9.5 because it was so smooth. The Antique I had 9.5. And I had the Weller 12, the Blantons, the E.H. Taylor single barrel, and the E.H. Taylor small batch, all as 10s. And I had the Stagg Junior as a fucking 12.
No. There's no such ranking.
What, can I did say that I wasn't going to talk, but the one thing I didn't do, I didn't read my rankings like he did. Like I didn't rate them.
Yeah, just don't worry about it.
Well, I have them written down.
Yeah,
just saying.
Yeah, but we're gonna get
So,
too.
Well,
I mean,
the only thing I want to say, I don't need to read mine, but my rankings of what like everything you just listed
Yeah.
was very similar.
Okay.
Like very similar. Like especially
mean-
with what I wrote down the first time.
Honestly, I mean, I hate to denigrate anything as a 8 or a 1 or whatever we want to rank it, 1 to 10 or whatever. All of these bourbons were freaking fantastic.
But
So, and like I said early on, if you find it, buy it, put it in your bar, and consider yourself lucky.
So, go ahead.
No,
So your number 1 is Stagg. What's your 2? I didn't catch it. What's your 2?
my 2 is I have a combination of Weller 12, Blantons, and both E.H. Taylors.
those are all together.
Yeah.
4-way tie.
Wow.
I mean, you tell me, really? You want to tell me you don't like one of my?
No.
Oh,
I
no,
love
like
them all.
I just I just put Blantons above those other ones.
Right.
I get what you're doing though, because it's very hard.
I mean, tell me what I can't have, and I'll
This
drink
is
it.
why I said this in complete sentence before we started recording. Like when I asked, guys, do we have to rank these?
I mean,
This is why.
yeah, Blantons
like
is a
it's
10,
very
Weller
hard.
12's a 10. Both E.H. Taylors are 10.
I'm going to make it very easy for you.
Fire away.
You ready? Okay. So I did it both ways.
I did it both ways as well.
All right. Good.
I did too.
I like it. All right. So I'm going to do it Jeff's way the first time, which was the way I wanted to do it to begin with. But I also did it the other way, the old-fashioned way. So I had Buffalo Trace as an 8 out of 10.
That's what I had.
Eagle Rare, 8 out of 10.
I had 8.5.
Hancock, 8.5.
I had 9.
Weller, 107, a 9.
I had 9.5.
I had
Weller,
9.
12, 9.5.
Okay, I had 10.
Blantons, 10.
Yep.
E.H. Taylor, single or small batch, 9.5.
Yep.
E.H. Taylor, single barrel, 9.7.
9.7. Okay.
It's good.
Stagg Jr., 10.
Yep.
So I had two
love
10s.
Love 'em.
2 10s.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had 3 10s.
Okay.
By the way.
Now, here's how I ranked them. 1, Stagg Jr. 2, Blantons. 3, E.H. Single Barrel. 4, E.H. Taylor Small Batch.
Yeah.
5, Weller 12. 6, Weller 107. 7, Hancock. 8, Eagle Rare. 9, Buffalo Trace.
I think we were
That's
exact.
pretty good.
I think
we
we
were
were
almost
exact.
same here.
Yeah.
So mine is going to be a little bit different than your guys. And the way I did the 1 through 10, like you had like a 9.7
Yeah.
in there. The way I did that was different because I wanted to show my jump of where I thought these flavors were this much below these flavors. So actually, my lowest ranking one on here is a 3, but it's only compared to these.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like if I like if that 3 was put up against anything else on that shelf,
Right.
it'd probably
Right.
be an 8 or a 9.
Right,
Okay.
right.
You know
All
what
right.
I mean?
Yeah. Good job, Dave.
So I'm gonna do them side by side. So my number 1 was actually Blantons. It was a 10. My number 2 is Stagg Jr., also a 10. Now, what I do have to say about those two is Blantons was higher ranking for me because of the taste, but I did like the nose of Stagg Jr. better.
All right.
The smell of Stagg Jr. I liked a lot better, but the taste, when I went back and you saw me, I had 3 fucking Glencairn's in front of me, tasting them over and over again. Blanton's got number 1 for me overall, then Stagg. Then E.H. Taylor small batch comes in at 3, and I put it at an 8 just because I thought the other 2 were that much above the small batch for me. Then after that, I have the Weller 107 at a 7. And then after that, I have the E.H. Taylor single barrel, also at a 7. Then I have the Weller 12, also at a 7.
All right.
Then I have the Buffalo Trace, and I put it at a 5.
Interesting.
And then I have the Hancock, I put it at a 5. And then I have the Eagle Rare, and I put it at a 3.
This is why we have Dave Hammer on the show. You are more than welcome to come back.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, like these, you gave like the most scientific ratings, and hey, man, keep on doing you.
Keep on doing what you're doing.
I'll see you next weekend.
Oh, man.
Why is he so sweaty?
So
I'm scared.
that's where we're at. I do, even though we've said it 1,000 times, I do want to say everything on this table is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I would rank
Yes.
Here.
I would rank everything on this table right up there with everything on the shelf. I mean, it is everything on here is phenomenal.
Yes.
If you see it, buy it.
Buy it. And that goes all the way down to Buffalo Trace. If you see it,
Yeah.
buy it.
Yeah.
It's the best. Dollar for dollar, might be the best bourbon
Didn't
out
you
there.
guys say what you want your who said old fashions they want Buffalo Trace with?
I did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
So good.
Well, there you go.
Right.
You start with an old fashioned and then you move your way up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
No
I can
doubt.
see why you guys
Yep.
want your old
I hear
fashions
it.
of Buffalo. I can't wait to have an old fashioned with a Buffalo
Yeah.
Trace. I can't wait to
I
do
would,
it.
I would love to make you one.
That butter with all those other
Yeah.
flavors,
So
would be
good.
great.
I do have
I
to
do
say
think this would be good with a old fashioned too, though, because the
Yeah,
orange
I-
peel, the orange.
Really would like to try
It's
it.
the
Yeah.
only one that had the orangeness,
Yeah.
and you do that with an old fashioned. I
Yep.
don't know, guys.
Yep.
Might be
Might
really
be
good.
Could be
Might be
good.
good. Might be good.
I do have to say, last night I finally had Steve's Old Fashioned, and it is definitely better than the other Old Fashions I've had.
What bourbon?
I think he used Buffalo Trace.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
Still, I did still realize that Old Fashions aren't for me, but it was excellent. It was really good. It's just that
Yeah.
there's something about sweetness
I mean,
that's just
yeah.
not for me.
It
It's
either
just
is or isn't.
For me, they're like a holiday vacation type thing, or like.
not. Like I could drink it on a beach.
Well, I mean, I've had old fashions at a bar on a Wednesday night after work, but yeah, I don't know. It's better. Like I'm not just gonna drink old fashions all the time. I'd rather just have bourbon, like rock or neat. That's it.
I mean,
Okay.
Tommy, I have a hard time locking eyes with you.
It was the
because I
4th.
look
Of,
at
it was the 4th of July yesterday.
I look at
so
this
that counts.
leprechaun and yes, thank you. Please put it by your face.
Yes. Keep going.
Da 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 da.
Sounds like a.
Tommy,
sounds like a
he's so
sweet rap
sexy. He's Tommy.
I wish I knew how to play the saxophone like my little brother.
I do have to say, we normally hang out and bullshit for a while. I don't think we can handle that tonight. So we are definitely going to wrap this up. This was my favorite tasting by far.
No doubt.
Not just the great bourbon, but also the great company as always. Thank you guys for coming.
And we are
The Bastards,
Bastards
of
of Bourbon.
We're out.
Huzzah!